It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do
Hey.
got me.
Get up there, Marcus.
Hey.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the stars with the show, and till then his harpoon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm a lie about a motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side floor. Gucci a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch it on YouTube with viewing for free. Hey, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Hello, Leroy.
You know, it's that time of year.
What's that time, dude?
It's Super Bowl.
It's Super Bowl time, baby.
And that means I had to go outside and clean my grill. Been up since 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, they always say game planning, really you gotta get it going by Wednesday, right?
Well, here's the problem. You know how fancy my grill is. I went to use it last weekend. Nothing.
Oh,
Didn't heat up.
I
which
thought you were
meant
going to say
probably got backed up, so I had to do an extensive clean.
Ooh.
Now, and we get to a break, I'm gonna fire it up and see what we got. So
extensive clean sounds like punitive skate.
let me tell you, it is brutal. You got to basically take the whole thing apart because you know when you use pellets, it gets like the dust. And if you don't go all the way down there and get the dust, it piles up and clogs everything up.
Candidly, I don't know because I've never used a pellet grill before, but I believe you.
He says, I love the way you listen to my whole story and said, no idea.
No, I don't know how the pellet. I think my dad had a pellet grill when they were just becoming like all the rage. I remember him getting pellets, but I didn't do cooking back then. I was a child. I was a wee lad.
Oh, dude.
Brittany,
you know when I grilled my
grill?
first piece of meat? I grilled my first piece of meat. I was 11.
Really? Nah, I was much later than that. Brittany, did your father have a pellet grill?
No, I don't even know what a pellet grill is, if I'm being completely honest.
I'll tell you, one of the things that we did, one of the great fraternity schemes that we did at Barry University with Tau Cap Epsilon is we stumbled upon a Bass Pro Shop, right? It was me and my friend John Thomas.
Stumble into a Bass Pro Shop? You go to.
We went to a Bass Pro
There
Shop.
we go.
And they had a promotion that if you test drove the Toyota Tundra in their driving, they would give you a $25 gift card.
How many people did it?
Actually, I think it was 10. It wasn't even 25. It was 10.
How many of your frat brothers did it?
So we stumbled upon this and we're like, huh. And we call up the crew. We're like, hey, we got to just test drive this Tundra. We get gift cards. So we had like the lot of them come up there. I want to say we had 18 people probably rode up there and did this test drive and got these gift cards. We assembled them all together, bought ourselves a grill, bought a fraternity grill from Bass Pro Shop. It was a charcoal grill, so it was very reasonable. I think it was about $200. And so we basically got it for free. And that's really when I started grilling. We would grill in the parking lot. Now, we had to chain it up because you weren't allowed to have a grill in a dorm.
So you had to put it outside. And
so we had to put it outside.
And we were afraid of people like you walking by and taking the grill.
We had to chain it up to our trucks. Yeah. Like we would, I mean, like, mind you, listen, Barry University's not in the greatest area in the world. It's not, especially back then. Miami Shores is nicer, but you know, there's plenty of time. I had my Sirius radio stolen out of my car. I was like, you ever have a radio stolen out of your car, Brittany? Of course.
No, but my brother has gotten his like amp and whole sound system.
I don't even know if anybody's doing that anymore, but this person stole my Sirius radio that like suction cupped to the I was very fired up about it too, because like Howard Stern had just moved to Sirius and I was like listening to it. And somebody jacked that out of I left my car unlocked and they just jacked it out of my car.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, it is my fault, but I mean, also don't commit crimes.
Agreed, but you shouldn't leave your car unlocked.
Totally fair, but don't commit crimes. But whatever. The point is, somebody forgot to lock up the grill one day and it was stolen. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Did you get a good run out of it?
We got a great run out of it. I would say we got like a good semester and a half out of it. But one
grilling a lot too, because when you first get your new grill, you're looking for things to grill.
Well, that was our good thing too. We got a lot of people in our good graces. We'd have the maintenance crew and the security guards. We'd cook for them, so we were we got to roll. We got a little bit more grace. Now, Res Life, not so much. They still went after us. What's this guy want? Who's calling these times? Hey, QAM, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Nothing, buddy. Tell me what's up.
Tobin, you went to Barry University?
Yes, sir.
Who's the best basketball player to ever come out of Barry University? Men's.
Best basketball player to come out of Barry University, I would have to go with Pete Adida.
It would be Junior Barrueta.
Ah.
All-American. They went to an Elite Eight. You got to be better on your Barry University stuff, man.
Well, listen.
Especially if you're a graduate.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not the sports information department of Barry University Historical Facts, my friend. I apologize.
I understand, but if you're talking about Barry and you're a sports guy, I'm thinking you love basketball. You're a Heat guy. You don't know your Barry hoops.
Dude, I mean, what do you think I was doing? I was the ball boy for the volleyball team.
No, you were going to Bass Pro Shops and getting $10 gift cards is what you were doing.
Yes, I was majoring in radio and drinking.
That's awesome. So is everybody else. Hey, we getting Giannis or what? What's the deal?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. We'll get into all that. I'm not sure if we're gonna get Giannis or not. It does seem like, according to Windhorse, the Heat are making moves. They're moving in the shadows to try and get more assets. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right, guys. Take it easy, man.
See you later, Bucky.
I mean,
guy's sitting here. He goes, "Who was the greatest?" Guy reminds me of the Hard Rock version of a Giants. Who's the greatest Barry University player of all time?
Brittany, we used to do a show every Friday at Hard Rock, and this guy would come every Friday, and he'd stand in front of us. He'd see us on air, and I guess we were there for his amusement because he would just start talking to us.
Yeah.
And we would try to signal him like we're on the air.
Yeah, we're on the air.
And he would ask the same question every Friday.
Yep. And he would always do it like Brittany, like he'd be surprised of what we're doing, even though he saw us every Friday because he was always at the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Room. He goes, "Sports radio, huh? Let me ask you a question. Who's the greatest football player of all time?" Now, Leroy and I have answered this question.
Right. So now we're
every
just
week.
throwing
So now
names
we just, at one point we were respectful and we were like, I was a Jim Brown. He goes, no, he's good. He's good. But he's no Lawrence Taylor. But then we would just switch it up and I'd just be like Lusaka Polite and he would just say the same thing. No, good. He's good.
We did this. We literally did this for almost a year. Every
crazy.
Friday.
Yeah, but I will say, just candidly on my Barry, first of all, I love Barry University. Okay, I've thrown out a first pitch. Love my guy Jamie Carrick over there, who also does stats at the Heat. The great Butch S is just retired a year ago. They have a brand new coach. But I did have a bit of a falling out because they had a sports information guy. Not now. They have new guys who are much nicer. But there was a guy when I was a producer. I wasn't even a host. I was a producer, Brittany. All right. Sitting in the same seat that you were. And I was getting harassed by Barry University's Go Barry Bucks account to have on the head coach of Barry University. And I'd be like, it's not my show. I can't determine who comes on the show because they were playing like Auburn. They weren't even like playing Miami or anybody like that. They had a game against Auburn. And he's like, come on, let's talk about it. They're taking on Auburn. And I'm like, I'm not the host. I can't determine that. And so he got very offended by that. It comes back a year later. Oh, let me revise. That was over the phone. He would call up the studio. And then he starts DMing me from the Go Barry Bucks account. I think I still probably have the DMs. And he got very snarky with me. Let me see. I want to recount this story accurately, and then we'll get into all our Heat shenanigans, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Can I find this? Go Barry. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. He says, how about an interview with Barry's coach tomorrow? And
tomorrow he giving you dates. And time.
Right. And then he hit Brittany. This is a passive aggressive move. Okay. I'll leave the guy's name out of it, but I'm sure everybody at Barry knows who this was because the guy was a real jerk. And he says, call Barry SID, gives me his number. Okay. And then he hits me with the triple question marks after I don't respond. Then he hits me with Barry beats Auburn on the road, 100-95 in OT. And this is the second interaction I've had with the person, neither of them pleasant. And so I just hit him with a gonna pass. And he hits me back with a figures. Like, yeah, it does figure. I've already told you I don't want to do that. I'm not the host. It's not my show.
There's no bigger way of losing credibility than asking your host, do you want the head coach of Barry?
Right. Like, I'm sitting here. You want me to go to Jonathan Zazzle, who did go to a bunch of schools, but none of them Barry. Or I don't even remember if it was Amber or Joy. Joy did go to Barry. I don't think it was Joy at the time. I think it was Amber and Romberg. And none of them have connections to Barry University. They barely would have, in all honesty and candidly, they barely would have Jim Larinaga on at the time. You know, like maybe once a season. So like this guy's sitting here mad at me, a young wee producer. And he's like, oh, you won't have the coach of Barry on? I thought you were a Buck. I'm like, first of all, I actually went there. I'm more of a Buccaneer than you are, dude. You're just some hired gun and a jerk. All right. I actually passed out in the lawn at Weber Hall. Okay. I've actually shenanigans across campus. What have you done?
Berate you.
He's
That's
berating me. And so
yeah.
he goes, figures. And so I just literally, because he's texting me from the Go Barry Bucks account. So I just text him back, kick rocks, Bucky.
Well,
that's such a Tobin response.
Yeah.
And then probably, what is this? So a year later, the guy's let go because he was terrible at his job. And if he did get good at jobs, I wish him no success. But then the guy a little bit later on, the guy who takes over for him, he goes, hello, I'm such and such. I was recently hired as the athletic communications staff here at Barry University. He goes, I would like to know the story about you telling kick rocks, Bucky.
Wait a minute. So on his way out, he gave you, because he probably had the.
Well, he took over the account.
Yeah,
he took over the account. He goes, why does this say kick rocks, Bucky?
He deleted all the messages, and so it just showed your message.
So I'm sorry that I don't know who Junior is, but I imagine that was during my my holdout against.
Wait, you don't even know when that was. It could have been way before you.
No, it was during the Elite Eight. That was definitely when I was. That was definitely when it was during my hiatus.
You're right.
Okay.
You know, but I do love the Bucks. Listen, I'm throwing out a first pitch. The baseball team, when we went, they a lot of them listened to us. They were all super cool. You know, I love Barry University. I'm more Barry University than anybody who's ever graduated from Barry University. You know, I even had who was that guy that we had on the North Nova Southeastern coach? That guy talks bleep to me all the time because they've beaten Barry like 900 straight times. But they're like a D2 dynasty, you know. Any hoodles. Let's get to our headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Guys, question my Barry University loyalty. You know how many parties I threw at Barry University?
Wait, but that's a different kind of loyalty.
That's school spirit.
I guess.
It is. You didn't go to any parties at Michigan? You didn't appreciate the people who threw the parties?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Listen, and the thing about Michigan, we had 60,000 students.
Man, I can't relate to that. Barry's a very small school. But like, there's
That's like
someone.
your school's same size as high school down here.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen. Guess what? Being from New Orleans, I have never in my life seen schools so big.
right.
Like when I went to Michigan, the high school across the street, their sports revenue is $5 million, and they get it from the University of Michigan parking. So because it's catty corner to the stadium, they charge $50 to park there every home game, and they make about $5+ million a year, and that's how they get most of their money.
Guy says, what have you done, Tobin, besides be a shock jock?
Shock jock.
Is that what I am? Am I a shock jock?
No, you're not. Like, you know what? That's like no, I wouldn't call you a shock jock. I wouldn't call you, because that would put you in the same breath of your idol and Stephen A. Right?
My idol being who?
Skip Bayless.
He's not my idol. I don't say that. He's not my idol.
Dude, Brittany, you and your friend, your close friend, go to Vegas. Right? And he says, she says, I gotta go meet somebody. And that somebody is Skip Bayless. Now, how am I supposed to receive that?
Listen, I don't think Brittany realizes at the time that I was in a dark place, okay? And that there was nobody who had the Heat side, and LeBron leaving the Miami Heat high and dry. He literally was the only national voice who was supporting the Miami Heat. Now, most of it was because he hated LeBron. It really wasn't.
The friend of my friend is my enemy, or the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
But look, I can't deny that I found comfort in his voice. I'm not proud of it. I'm not.
Go ahead.
No one's ever said in their life that they've found comfort in Skip Bayless's voice.
Well,
except for you.
Wait, have you heard this little ditty?
And this is Skip Bayless.
I have, and it is extremely creepy.
Yes.
I can't deny that.
It makes me very uncomfortable whenever you play it.
That.
I feel like I need to
Skip Bayless.
Give a signal or something that I'm in trouble. Pineapple, you need to use your word.
Lured me into his van with candy. I got some anti-LeBron Heat takes for you. Come on. Come here. You're speaking of shock jock. I was at the Heat game last night, and somebody from the Heat staff just goes, look at over there. Old Mr. Objective. Nobody takes me seriously.
Wait, so just out of the blue?
Oh yeah, I got a drive by.
And how did you receive that?
I was like, I just shouted out, you know me.
Oh my god.
Oh man. All right, we'll take a break. We will get into the Heat. They lose last night. D Wade with some pointed words for the organization. We got Giannis rumors. Lots to dive into here on a Wednesday. We're back after this.
WQAM.
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Handsome Daffy on our Twitch says, did I just hear Barry University talk? That should cover local sports talk for the next 5 years. You did. Go Bucks. Dane South says, objective. You wore a dragon costume. But it made Goran Dragic happy, Dane South. It made him happy.
And he dressed like a kangaroo.
Yep. Paying my bets. I had to dress like an elf to Prime 112.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Yeah, lots of costumes over the radio years. You know, Brittany, that's part of the deal. You gotta wear. You want to make it in this business, costumes.
Does this mean that you're gonna make me wear a costume soon?
Only if you lose some kind of a football bet, you know,
Okay.
or basketball bet, and you know, you got to put your takes on the line. That's what it's all about. That's how you get into to radio with bets against Australian members of Parliament because they disrespect Goran Dragic against Ben Simmons.
He also ate a crow.
Oh yeah, that we just passed the anniversary on that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. He ate a crow.
Yeah,
Like an actual crow.
Yeah.
So we were just chit chatting, and it was who was it? It was
Yelich.
Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich.
Made
Former-
good contact. He made good contact, but he never hit the ball out of the park. And I was
he's a
like,
singles hitter.
if you're making contact like that, eventually they'll start going out. He goes, there's no way he's a singles hitter. I'm like, yeah, but he's young. So it goes
And
on and on.
I would take, you know, maybe a little bit too personal, you know, again, like maybe I was in my shock jock era. And perhaps I don't remember this exactly, Brittany, but I think I may have called him. I may have said that he hits like a baby. He hits like a baby deer.
Baby deer.
And I said that he would never hit 20 home runs in his career. Never happen. 0.0 chance that it ever happens. And I said, if that happens, I will literally eat a crow. Now, at the time, I think Christian Yelich, it was about July. He was sitting on 7 home runs, maybe 6. I'm like, there's no chance this guy's going to hit 20 home runs. This guy goes on
A Hall of Fame tear.
He goes on the tear of a lifetime in August, Brittany. He doubles it. He gets to I think he hits 8 home runs. So he has the whole month of September to hit 3, something like that. And, you know, word eventually gets to him. DJ Williams was doing radio with us at the time, and he would hang out at American Social, big popular Marlins spot, right? And DJ, I think, brought it up to Christian one he goes, hey, you hear about this dude? And he was sitting on 18 at the time. He goes, you hear about this guy who's said this? And he goes, oh, yeah. And he just holds up 2 fingers. He knows. And so Craig Minervini's mentioned it on the broadcast. The Marlins weren't very good that year, so there wasn't a lot on the line. This kind of brought some, brought some audience. And so, yeah, he ended up hitting the 20 home runs and then right before spring training the next year. And he started tweeting at me. Now, he deleted the tweets strangely. I don't know why. I think maybe he got sick of the crow bit. But I have the screenshots. He just texted me a bird emoji that said, hey. And I was like, oh boy. And so then I invited him to what we called it the Crow Down at GameStop at Sunset Place. And he showed up. He signed autographs. It was on MLB. It was on Sports Center. Look, Brittany, here's the secret to radio. Okay. Let me give you a lesson here.
Well, his radio, because he always ends up doing some kind of bit because his mouth gets him in trouble.
If I could just sit here and let's act like we're not doing a radio show here for a second. Let's just do the key is, all right, that you do things that are completely wrong that make you look like a horse's ass, but that attention is really good for your career.
I mean, it sounds like it.
That's the key. Nobody wants.
Brittany, not to mention
this polarizing character.
He probably didn't even taste it because we were hammered.
Oh, Brittany. I went on with Frito and Perk that day, who were doing afternoons, right? Brittany, they should have let me on the air. I was plastered because I was very nervous.
I don't even think that's that's a health code violation. I think that PETA should have come for you.
Yeah. Yeah. It was rancid. I do remember the taste. It was really not good. But yeah, that's the secret, Brittany. You gotta, oh my God, I can't believe I was so wrong. And then look at all this attention that I get.
They say, what is it? Any attention, bad attention is.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
There's no bad publicity. There you
go. Anyway, speaking of bad publicity, the Miami Heat, they stunk up the joint yesterday.
Why does nobody ever play for the Heat?
I don't know.
And we got a new Goron.
Who's that?
Because in the interview with Jay Will and who did they interview on the air? It was.
I saw that they did Shaq. I saw they did Wade, Gary Payton.
No, it was Jay Will and Capono, the two Jasons.
Oh, yeah, what we had on the audio experience? Yes.
And somebody spilled the beans why our guy is out.
Who?
Was it was either Capono or Jay Will. It might have been Capono because they went to UCLA together.
Oh, they spilled the beans on Norman Powell?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a young one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good news. All right. Well, if it's out there, yeah, he's
I don't think it's out there.
All right, well, whatever.
I heard it I didn't know, and I heard him.
No, yeah. Well, we got a text message before from the producer saying, Norm's here. Don't mention anything about this.
Well, that was the thing that I did find strange is Norm is out for personal reasons, but he was at the game last night, which I don't think I've ever seen that where somebody's been out for personal reasons. Now, here's the other thing with Norm, with whatever's going on that we won't reveal.
I just heard it. I didn't know.
He will reveal his news when it's his time to reveal his news. You know?
I know, but I didn't know it was.
But yes, we all found it strange. It's like, well, he's out for personal reasons, but why is he on the bench? Now
he got a recondition.
What? Here's the other. Well, the thing is, and Bam has mentioned this. Like Norm has been banged up. Like he's playing through injury. So I think they're like, hey, whatever's going on is going on, but only rest up a little. Like get yourself right. I think he also, that he's a huge Dwayne Wade guy. I don't know how many personal interactions he's had with D Wade. Person to person at the Heat's house. So maybe he felt like, I don't know if he went to the gala. So maybe he felt like he wanted to be at the arena, but I did find it strange. I was like, wait, isn't he out with personal reasons? Why is he on the bench? That's very, very odd. And that's the thing that's going on right now. Everybody is like doing bench watch, right? So people are like hitting me up on Instagram. They're like,
because of the trade.
Yeah, they're like, is Tyler not on the bench? Is Tyler not on the bench? I'm like, well, he was on the bench, but now he's not on the bench. Like, I don't know where he went. People don't. The thing with the bench is, it's right next to the locker room tunnel. Like he may have gone to get snacks. Like I don't know where he went. Right. Somebody did that with Giannis yesterday. They're like, Giannis just left the bench and he went to get Skittles.
Right.
Like they want to enjoy the game. So that happened with Wiggins. Wiggins in the first half was not on the bench. In the second half, he was on the bench. So we're doing bench watch like crazy right now. But everybody thinks that there's nefarious stuff going on. I don't know where things are at. Windhorse said this morning, this is what he said on Jet Up. He said on the Miami Heat's pursuit of Giannis, he said, I am seeing action from the Miami Heat and Minnesota Timberwolves. This is from Heat Culture's Twitter. To improve their offer. The best offer I'm aware belongs to the Warriors.
Which is crazy.
Well, he's been hot on that Warriors thing, and I've seen the Warriors offer with Draymond Green, Kuminga, and picks. There's a reason that trade. If that's the best offer, the reason hasn't been picked yet. The best offer I'm aware of belongs to the Warriors, but I'm not seeing a lot of momentum towards Milwaukee making a Giannis move. The Miami Heat are out there talking to other teams, trying to assemble 3-team packages where they can improve the amount of draft picks and young pieces they could offer to Milwaukee. Same for Minnesota, but I think it's a long shot they can come up with a package. So Minnesota yesterday dumped Mike Conley. So they freed up salary, allowing them to be more flexible on trades. But to get what they want, this is still going to probably have to be like a 4. They don't have any picks because, they traded for Rudy Gobert. So they don't have any picks. And so they have to get like a bunch of things together. They want it that, they're probably going to have to give up Jaden McDaniels, who they don't want to give up. So people were a little scared yesterday that the Minnesota thing was like imminent. But Windhorst was saying like, no, it's a hedge because like they do want to get down off of money and get out of these aprons. But hey, now they have some more flexibility. If the Giannis thing happens, then maybe they can work it. So Minnesota was kind of the toast of the town yesterday. Everybody's had their day. The Heat have had their day. The Warriors have had their day. Yesterday was Minnesota Day in the Giannis sweepstakes.
Well, the thing that I'm looking at is I don't know if any other team has the youth that Miami has to offer.
No, not the ones that are the teams that are
right.
out
And that would make it more appealing if you have picks and young talent.
Right.
Because if you're going to rebuild after Giannis is gone, you want to do it with young players. You don't want to do it with guys who are, because here's the deal. Just because you free up a lot of cap space and have expiring contracts doesn't make your situation appealing to anyone.
Right. Especially like, what are you going to do with that cap space?
Correct. Because nobody's going to, who's going to say, oh, yeah, I want to go to Milwaukee. Hell, Giannis got drafted by Milwaukee, and he was from another country. He had no idea. So I think when you look at, and the one thing that I would say about Miami is they have a lot of young players. They have a lot of young players who have potential. There's a lot of young players that have talent. If Milwaukee is caught up on the draft picks, then I don't know if they're necessarily rebuilding it or going about it the right way, because you can have all the picks in the world. If they're spread out, you're never going to be able to build it in a timely fashion. Whereas if you get young players and picks, then you're one or two good drafts from being able to find a star.
The other thing that's been pointed out about Milwaukee is they're not a very good drafting team. Giannis, this front office didn't draft Giannis. The front office that's there right now, they haven't been very good at supplementing him with young talent. So getting picks is nice, and it gives you flexibility on making deals. But if you're
Giannis is gone because you did it.
Giannis is gone. So what do you want? Just be like Adam Simon. Thank you for finding us some talent. Thank you for finding us some pieces.
We're familiar with that. Remember the year that the Dolphins had all them damn picks?
Oh yeah.
And we got Noah Igbenogany on 30. There was 32.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brian says the Bucks owner partially owns the Browns.
Yes, Haslam.
Haslam owns the mill. Well, that happens a lot. There's a lot of crossover owners. I think it's weird when they own in different cities.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Is it weird that they own teams in different cities? Usually they do both local teams, right? That's what the Saints owner did. The Saints owner owns the Pelicans and the Saints.
Kroenke owns the Rams and the Nuggets, but I think his son more runs the Nuggets now.
Right.
I think Paul Allen used to own the before when he was alive. He owned the Seahawks and he owned the Blazers, but I think the Seahawks are getting sold now. Like that I think is that his sister or his wife, his widow? I don't remember. Jody Allen. I can't remember, but they're selling. I think they're selling everything, so she's getting out of that.
Right.
But it would be like if Stephen Ross owned the Grizzlies.
Right.
Weird. It is a little strange.
It does have a weird, but it shows you all these all these big time organizations, they don't care about all that. They care about the money. Right?
Yeah,
if somebody's got $3-4 billion to buy a basketball team, we'll work that out later. Let me see the money.
Manuel says Kroenke also owns Arsenal in the Premier League. Of course. Of course, the Arses.
That's not.
Take my -1. I'm sorry.
-1.
Dude, I'm watching the Game of Thrones spinoff.
Is it good?
It's
where is that on? That's on HBO Max?
Yeah. It's not as much action because there's no wars and stuff like that, and but
is it as good as House of the Dragon?
No, because you know why? Keyword Dragons.
Yeah, dragons are awesome.
Once somebody mounts a dragon, it's go time, right? Like you are glued to the TV. Once a dragon starts spitting fire, or even a baby dragon, when they train the little baby dragon, or my favorite part, when they try to match a dragon to a person and he eats 12 people before they find the right person.
Right, you got to be a rider.
Yeah. So, and it has to be blood, right? The dragon recognizes the
yes,
true family blood.
Right.
Which is also a weird thing.
You into dragons, Brittany?
No, not particularly.
You never saw Game of Thrones?
No.
Me neither. Me neither. And I had a rule. I don't watch no show that doesn't have electricity.
What are you into right now, Brittany? What's the show you're watching? Love Island All Stars? That's what I'm watching right now.
No, I have Love Island fatigue. I have reality TV fatigue. I'm watching Bridgerton at the moment.
Bridgerton.
Oh my goodness. My wife and my daughter love that. Is that a chick show?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Bridgerton, huh?
I got yelled at.
I do agree with
the season when it came out, the new season, I literally got yelled at. Turn down your TV. We're watching Bridgerton.
I know my wife does this thing where like she's watching Bridgerton and I'll have like the laptop on the bed watching like the Panthers. She'd be like, why aren't you watching with me? Like, I don't care about I only care about one Real Housewives. All right. It's Salt Lake. You're watching Potomac. I need to move on right now.
Yeah, I have.
But she wants me involved because she wants me to say, if that behavior is heinous. So I watched a little bit last night. We were up late watching it after the Heat game. And I was like, man, that guy's old. How old? Well, like, they were talking prenup.
Oof.
I was like, oof. Like that guy. I'm like, that guy's kind of nefarious. I wouldn't trust him. That's what she wants, though. She wants me to know if I trust the guy or not. She's like, hey, you trust him? I'm like, no.
Somebody says Super Bowl analysis. You want Super Bowl analysis? Boat raced.
Yeah, I don't. We'll get there when we get there, dude.
Yeah.
Any thoughts we have on the game would be disingenuous. I wish the Patriots get boat. I want the Patriots to get boat raced.
This has the making. Remember when Peyton Manning faced Seattle?
I do remember that, but I don't remember. Peyton Manning was good that year, so I felt like the momentum that year was. Because remember, Russell Wilson a second-year quarterback?
Yeah, he was young, but
I thought that I remember the Broncos being the story. Like Peyton Manning was awesome,
right?
That year.
Right, he broke when he had like 50+ touchdowns.
Yeah, and it started with a safety, and it turned into a bludgeoning.
Right. Here's the thing that like scares me if you're a New England fan. Every team that they have played has gotten pressure on Drake May, only rushing 4. That's terrifying. If you can get pressure on a quarterback, only rushing 4, like that's just a recipe for disaster. You get pressure, you're throwing the ball quick, you're trying to get rid of it, you're getting sacked, you're getting hurried. If they do that now, the solution is nowadays they go 2 tight ends and try to, curtail it that way. Let's take it a step further. Okay, if Seattle went 2 tight ends and had 2 wide receivers, right? Their 2 wide receivers are JSN and Cooper Kupp. If I do it the same thing for New England, it's Diggs and was it Booty?
They got Kayshawn Booty. They got our boy Mac Hollins, of course, the TikTok.
Right. Okay. So you see what I mean? Like, are you afraid of those wide receivers like you are if you single up and come after Seattle?
I'm not afraid, but I would say the thing with the Patriots that I would imagine I feel like they're gonna go at this. I can't believe I gotta give stupid analysis of this stupid Patriots game. I feel like they're gonna go about it like Cristobal. Like I feel like Vrabel's gonna go with Stevenson, and he's gonna just try and run it down their throats and dictate the game, and there'll be some key plays for Drake May. Like I feel like that's kind of how you would go about this.
In theory, yes. There's only one team that can score against Seattle, and they beat them last week. That's it. The only team, if you look over the last couple of years, that score a bunch of points against Seattle has been the Rams.
Mm-hmm. We'll take a break here on the program. More to come. We're back after this. Welcome back. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, the channel. 104.3 WQAM on YouTube. Miami 104.3 WQAM on Twitch. And you guys can get us on the phone line, 305-567-0560. Want to let you guys know that Bush is bringing the Land of Milk and Honey tour to the Hard Rock Live, along with special guests Mammoth and James and the Cold Gun on May 12th. Brittany, is it too much to ask? Can we get some Mammoth later on in the show today?
Sure. I mean, let me see if we have anything.
I've got a feeling we don't. Maybe the old Shark Archive maybe has some Mammoth. I'm not sure. I don't know. Bush is kind of classic rock now, isn't it? Bush has been around for a minute.
I don't know who any of these people are. I'm not even going to lie to you.
I like Bush. Bush has got some, they got some jams. You know? You never heard that song?
I can't say that I have.
Hockey song, dude. That's what they got at the Cats game tonight, by the way. Anyway, the show's on May 12th. We're going to give those tickets away today in the 1 o'clock hour, 1:20 p.m. So keep on listening to details. We'll give away those Bush tickets for the day. The Cats, they take on the Bruins tonight at 7 o'clock. You'll be able to hear that game right here on WQAM and check that on out. And hopefully the Cats can get right. We'll hear a little bit later on from Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice had, I love this guy, man. I really do. I really think I'd take a hockey puck to the junk for him. I really would. Like he's delightful. So we'll hear from Paul Maurice and what he had to say on the state of the Cats. He always has a way to kind of ease the tension of where things are at. But we got to take a break. We went a little long last segment. We'll reset for the hour. We got some stuff on Ja Morant as well. Will the Miami Heat be in the game for Ja and Giannis? Some are saying yes. Some are saying, hey, Pat, you better not come away empty-handed tomorrow, dude. People want some action. Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Just a regular second hour here on Tobin and Leroy. Got lots to dive into. Let's get to our headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or at DoralKia.com. As last night, the Miami Heat, they lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Game stunk. It was a Goosey's night because the 06 team was celebrating their 20th anniversary. And I got to tell you, been through a lot of these. I think I've gone to pretty much every one of the recent ceremonies. UD night, D Wade's jersey, D Wade's statue, Pat Riley court night. You know, that was when they got smoked. Pat Riley court night, right, Brittany?
They got
smoked on Pat Riley court night. I think the last one that they won was D Wade's statue night.
That's what you said, but I don't even remember that.
Yeah, because people kept saying stop having ceremonies. They keep losing on ceremony night. I think they won that night. I remember that. I feel like they beat the Pistons on D Wade statue night, but they lost Udonis Haslem night. I remember DeJounte Murray also on the Hawks at the time. Remember when DeJounte Murray was a thing?
Oh, everybody wanted him, remember?
I like DeJounte Murray. I like DeJounte Murray a lot. But he had a shot at the buzzer and ruined Udonis Haslem night. Last night it was CJ McCollum. Like the Heat kind of made a run there in the third quarter, and then CJ McCollum just like, I'm gonna look like 2018 CJ McCollum and just hit everything in your face. And I'm just like, way to go, CJ McCollum. You ruined the CBA, and now you ruined 2006 anniversary night. Appreciate you, dude. Really just burn my my chaps.
Well, it's also just like, stop. The Atlanta Hawks are the problem as well.
Yeah.
let's not schedule that.
How about we do Wizards night?
We'll somehow lose to them.
Remember when they lost to the Wizards last year at the buzzer, Bub Carrington, and Jaime had 41 points.
Yes, I do remember that.
Crazy, man. That was a wild night. Didn't Terry play in that game? I think that was like the last game Terry Rozier played good too for the Heat. He had a pretty big night that night, I think.
Maybe. I don't even I can't.
Who can keep up at this point? But there's a lot of stuff in the air right now with the trade rumors. This was First Take this morning, Leroy. This was Brian Windhorst on where things stand with the Giannis sweepstakes. This is what he had to say.
So I'm watching the Miami Heat and the Minnesota Timberwolves are out there in the marketplace trying to improve the offer that they can make to Milwaukee, but they may not want to do those other deals unless they know whether Milwaukee's actually going to make the move here. This is the big thing. Milwaukee has listened. They've had some back and forth, but they haven't indicated that they're actually going to trade him. Now, we all know about how negotiations go. I suspect weeks ago that the Bucks knew that this was going to come down probably to deadline the last 24 hours. So we still are about to go into that. The Warriors have put everything they can on the table. I am hearing, I would never say that I know everything that's going on. There are lots of conversations I'm not aware of, but I am not aware of the Knicks doing stuff to improve their offer, and they don't have the offer that Milwaukee is going to take. So in my view, unless you have a mystery team, this is a 3-horse race for Giannis, but the choice is really down to the Bucks. And really, I think the choice is down to Bucks ownership, because I know that Giannis is ready to move. Giannis is ready to move. These other teams are ready to move. There's ancillary pieces that our teams are ready to move. Is Bucks ownership in the next 24 hours going to say, okay, let's move on from him now?
All right, that was Windhorst on First Take this morning.
I just think if you get rid of a star like that, just getting a bunch of picks doesn't really do anything. You need young talent. And the other thing is that from what I heard, and I don't know how true this is that Giannis doesn't want to be a co-star.
That's the thing we don't know what to believe. But I do kind of buy that. We talked to Wes about that yesterday. Like, I think that the one thing that Miami has that the other teams don't is it's always going to be Steph Curry's team. There's no doubt. Nobody can ever take that mantle from him. even in Minnesota, Ant-Man's there. And I got to be honest with you, there's a chance the shoe could kind of be on the other foot there. Like I was thinking about this yesterday because people were like, well, if it goes to Minnesota, that's a double blow for Miami. And I understand that logic because if you told me we missed on Giannis, but you could guarantee me Ant-Man in 2 years, I'd want Ant-Man. I would love the Heat to get Anthony Edwards. But what if Giannis's calf issues are an issue and like all of a sudden he's Dame in this case, and then the Ant looks at him, he goes, I gotta get out of here. You know?
Right.
So I think that's too, but Miami is the place where your biggest name you're with is Bam, who's a teammate everybody wants to play with, but isn't a national face of the franchise guy. He's the face of the franchise as the captain, but everyone's going to look at this and say, oh, that's Giannis's team.
Right.
So I do think, I don't know what value that has to Giannis. I don't know how much sway Giannis has in where he's going here. That's kind of hard to know. I do think, and I agree with the sentiment though, that Miami's chances get slimmer in the summer.
Correct.
Standpoint of, I think more teams will get desperate. Like somebody mentioned the Lakers. I'm not saying the Lakers are or are not going to be in it with LeBron moving on. I don't know if they have quite the money because they have to pay Austin Reeves and things like that. It's kind of hard to know on things, particularly about how much money you'll have open because the Heat would have a lot of money that would open too. But you know, I think the appeal, the sweepstakes is going to be more vast. There's going to be more people trying to drink at that trough, which is why I think it's big that the Heat are able to get this done. Now, if the Bucks ownership is still having hesitations over it, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Giannis has got to do. Go pee on the guy's office
I
desk?
give you one word. Haslam.
Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit of a.
You do realize he is.
Oh yeah, he's a loose cannon.
Of
is he the main owner though? Is he the main owner? I thought that was that Edens fella. I thought that he was the main owner.
All I know is Haslam's got a. I don't know what his role is. He's a part of it.
I think that the Warriors. I mean, man,
basketball is so different too than football because, like, you can make a Myles Garrett happy by giving him another 30, 40 million.
Right.
Basketball doesn't work like that. They getting that money regardless.
Yeah. Yeah. It was and it's going to be interesting. Windhorse also said this morning on Get Up that the Heat are apparently active. They're trying to get more stuff. I'd imagine that's probably surrounding moving Wiggins to get an extra pick because, he's probably their best asset as far as like what would another playoff team want.
Right. Like if you're Milwaukee, you're looking at guys like Pella, Ware, Jovic. If you're, say, a team that's looking that already is, say, 5th or 6th, and you're looking for that additional push, then you're looking for somebody like Wiggins or what have you. Here's my problem with all of this. If the Heat trade Wiggins to get another pick, chances are that pick's going to be terrible. So why is Milwaukee caught up on additional first-round picks when the only people that are giving up first-round picks at this moment in time are teams that are contending, and that pick wouldn't even be that good?
I think that that's kind of one of those things. You know what I think it is? I think it's just one of those GM things just to say you did it,
Right, because it's not like
it seems like the unknown is always more appealing to sell to your fans than we got this player.
Right.
People love that in the NFL too. They'd be like, oh, when we get crazy about would you give up so many picks for X quarterback? Like, let's say let's say Lamar Jackson became available and people would be like, hey, would you want the Dolphins to give up 3 first-round picks? And people would be like, no way, that's too much. And be like, well, what if I just changed the names and made it Kenneth Grant, Chop Robinson, and Noah Benogany? Would you do it then? Like, it sounds nice. It's one of those things. It sounds nice to get those picks because it leaves you the window of hope and opportunity and fresh start for your team.
So I would go ahead.
When you have a player, like you're gonna be like, hey, this is the guy we traded for Giannis, then that guy better perform.
Right. I mean, I look at it and I think, well, if you have an organization that sucks at drafting,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it be better to get players and not rely on those same people drafting?
Yeah. No, I do. I think that would be I think that would be prudent.
Right. So and especially I don't know why the Heat aren't like a farm system for the rest of the league. Because the way they develop young players, the way they, draft young players, and a lot of teams don't do it that way. And so you get a pretty good professional with anybody or any player that you would trade from.
I don't know what that is.
From the Heat.
I don't know what that is. I think it's, maybe it's because people think of the Heat and they think that they're just getting a bunch of G Leaguers all the time. And like those guys do flame out when they leave here. There's no doubt about that. Like Halo, Gabe Vincent, even Strus is now on hard times and he's getting hurt. Tyler Johnson. Like once you leave
James Johnson.
Once you leave the comforts of 601 Biscayne Boulevard, you don't play the same.
Right.
But it's not like that with, I can't really relate it to the picks. I mean, who's the last lottery pick that he dealt off? I mean, Beasley for a bag of donuts because they were trying to free space for Mike Miller.
Justice Winslow.
And Justice Winslow was a throw-in in the Andre Iguodala trade, which was a good, like the Heat, that was a win now trade for the Heat. They traded Iguodala, James Johnson. They traded Justice Winslow, James Johnson, and Dion to get Iguodala and Jay Crowder and Solomon Hill.
Right.
Solomon Hill was great for the vibes.
He was good for the vibes. He hit some big shots.
He did. He hit some big shots, and he was Duncan's number one cheerleader. Really, got the fluffed up Duncan's confidence in the bubble.
What a time!
What a time! What a time! But I'll tell you what else is interesting, Brittany. I'm addressing you on this because he's going to get mad at me.
Oh, come on.
Now, you would not describe me as a journalist, right, Leroy?
No, I
what
wouldn't.
would you say about somebody like Ira Winderman? I would say Ira Winderman's a journalist.
I'll bite.
But
sometimes here, can you just deliver the information without the Tobin angles?
Okay, I will read.
Because this is why you set it up in a way that you can hang on to the coattails of these comments. Go ahead.
Ira Winderman wrote in the Sun Sentinel yesterday, an NBA source told the South Florida Sun Sentinel on Tuesday that he believes the Heat could be active on both the Antetokounmpo and Ja Morant fronts ahead of the trade deadline, with the decisions on the two not being mutually exclusive.
See, Brittany? See why? Do you understand why I have to do this? Do you understand why I have to behave why I have to seem like a hater because of this guy?
But to be fair, Leroy, this is very exciting, especially because it seems like you can get Ja Morant at a very low price right now.
I don't want Ja Morant.
5 and below.
Here.
Literally 5 and below.
Let me ask you a question. What does this team need?
Stars. We need
shooting.
We do. We need stars.
You need shooting. And you're going to bring in not one, but 2 guys.
Oh, we giving in 2 guys. It's going to be a parade to the free throw line, my friend. Woo!
They want you to scoop by again. The stream is asking you to scoop by.
I don't know why. Now, I'm going to have a conversation with you, Brittany, because this guy is off the hinges.
Ira says we're in on both.
Based on what you know, these are all facts. How do you think Ja Morant's going to help this team with all the other stuff he has going on?
I don't think that he's going to help the team. I'm very much so out on Ja Morant. I'm joking.
right. Okay.
I don't
Because
think
I don't know
he's
how we
the
can
answer
just
to our problem.
ignore what.
Of course.
Right.
Your show.
Can I answer?
Sure.
Ask the question again.
See, here we go. How is Ja Morant gonna help this team?
Dunks, 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 dunks.
He doesn't dunk anymore.
Oh, he's gonna though. He's been holding it back for dude.
So he's holding back.
Oh, he's holding it back, dude. You don't want to waste dunks for Grizzlies. Come on. But when you're there at 601 Biscayne Boulevard, bright lights in Magic City.
All right.
Magic flying at that rim. Wow.
Okay. Go.
Unbelievable.
You know what?
Wow.
I would just say, you know what? Go ahead. I try to be reasonable about certain situations. The Ja Morant situation, under no circumstances can you trust his behavior on and off the court, which sounds frightening.
Can I trust him for the Rozier and Simone Fontecchio contracts?
It doesn't matter.
Baby, let's go.
I mean, you're dealing just to deal there.
Yeah.
And also, if Spo has a problem with Kaloa, you think he's not going to have a problem with John Morant?
What does that have to do with anything? What are we talking about?
Off the court issues is what we're talking about.
No,
because you can't just ignore those.
Issue
that's the point I tried to make. If I would be more inclined to agree with you, if you would just acknowledge the risk that the Heat would be taking with Ja Morant with all of his other stuff, not to mention he gets hurt a lot. Don't ignore it.
I'm not ignoring
it.
You
are.
I'm looking at it all with a skeptical eye, you know?
You're looking at it with rose-colored glasses. Let's be serious.
I'm not looking at it with rose-colored glasses. I'm looking at his injuries with a skeptical eye. Like, how much is he putting into this year?
What about all the other years he's been hurt? You're just talking about this year. I'm not talking about this year because I want to be traded injury.
No.
I'm talking about all the other injuries.
Bumps and bruises. Nothing major.
No, he's missed substantial time. What are you talking about?
That he hasn't played over 68 games since
not a lot of major
rookie
injuries.
season.
A lot of bumps and bruises. A lot of
Jimmy
Butler.
Okay, guess what?
68 games.
Tyler Hero hasn't had a bunch of serious injuries.
Not true. He had a very, very bad ankle snap 2 years ago. He broke his wrist.
Okay,
that was a serious injury.
What about this year?
He hasn't had a knee. This year has been weird. I mean, he had extra bone. I don't even understand what that is. He had the toe kick and now chondra. What the hell does he have in his ribs? I don't even know.
I couldn't tell you.
But come on,
again. Like, I would be fine with agreeing with you, but I can't be fine with agreeing with you when you overlook some serious issues that Ja Morant has been through. You just ignore it because you like the name and
we're getting him on the cheap skis, dude.
It doesn't matter if he doesn't listen.
I love getting dudes on the cheap skis.
Getting something cheap if it doesn't play is not a deal.
I mean,
do you not understand that?
Okay, but Leroy, if you're able to deal away the Terry Rozier and Simone, who hasn't really done much for us this season,
oh my God,
do you see it as a? Do you
You're
see
falling for it?
No, but genuinely, you're not
50% of zero.
If anything, you're helping your team out.
What's 50% of zero? Because Terry Rozier's not playing, but Fontecchio is playing, right? And if you trade him for a guy who doesn't play or could not play or something might happen, you didn't make your team better. It sounded good, but you didn't make your team better.
Leroy, I need you to also understand. You're comparing Ja Morant to Simone Fontecchio. You didn't know who Simone Fontecchio was till
No. I'm not comparing. I'm comparing from this aspect.
But you are. It's a straight up trade essentially because Terry Rozier's a throwout.
I give.
You're a talent guy.
You haven't learned. You haven't learned.
You've learned, baby.
Go ahead. You have not learned.
Come on. Do the thing with me.
You have not learned. Okay.
Come on, do the ears thing. Do the ears thing. Do it. Look at it. Like Leroy.
No. And
Leroy.
look, everybody says I would rather see Drew. No. But I'm also not inclined to take the risk of Ja Morant.
It's not a risk.
It is a risk.
It's
If
a
he
risk.
doesn't,
That's why That's why it's genius. That's the cheap skis.
all right.
No risk.
Go. You go. You go ahead. Go ahead. I will not comment on it again.
Well, you're gonna have to if he comes here. You're gonna have to.
No,
comment.
I'm not. I'm
You're
just
gonna have
to
saying,
stick
you
with
got
Ja
what you
Morant
want.
ever?
I'm gonna say You know what I'm gonna say? Congratulations, you got what you wanted.
Wait. So you're saying, because this is serious, we got to talk. This is business.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Oh,
And
it's
this
serious.
is not. Wait, why does everybody think this is me being negative? It's me being real. Like there's nothing that I said that's untrue. You guys just ignore it because you like Ja. You want Ja, but you're ignoring all the other stuff.
Brittany
I'm
only
not
wants Josh
ignoring
for the
it.
cheap
So
skis.
that doesn't make me a negative
No,
Nancy.
no,
It makes
I
me a
don't.
realist.
I think that the Ja Morant experience is going to end horribly, and it's going to happen. I know
We
it.
don't know
It's going to
that.
end the same way that it ended with Jimmy Butler, 1000%.
We don't know that.
That's what's going to
We don't
happen.
know that. I mean, he is copying everything Jimmy Butler did, but
Exactly. So
a lot of
I do
good
agree, but
moments.
if you're going to get him for the cheap, why
Makes
not? You're
45
not
million, that's
losing
not
it. I don't
cheap.
think you're losing anything.
Man, I can't
Okay.
Can't wait for Pat
Okay.
Riley to tell
But
Joe-
if he
Joe-
doesn't
You finally
play,
get to get rid of that Terry Rozier contract. You finally get
if
that
he
goes away.
if he doesn't play or
It's not like
he
you're
gets
trading Khalil Ware for him. It's just
if he
Simone
doesn't
Fontecchio.
play or get suspended and you have nobody, then was it worth it?
Hmm.
All I have is his history. Okay? All I have is his history. What you guys are saying, you're making an assumption that I'm not willing to make because all I have is his history, his injury history, his off the field issues, or whatever.
Why won't you ever make a fun assumption?
What do you mean?
Make a fun assumption
I don't
every
think
once
it's
in a
such a
while.
lie.
How do you determine what's going to happen in the future?
I don't. I'm not a fortune teller. I live life.
No, but best case scenario is you look at what has happened,
Right.
and then you kind of project what you think will happen in the future. I'm not saying it will happen,
Mm-hmm.
but there is nothing that Ja Morant has done in the last 3 years that would lead me to believe he's going to be the guy you say he's going to be.
Whatever, dude. You take a mongoose out of the jungle and put it in the forest. It's a ferret. It's a different situation.
Clip that, because if I was anywhere near you, I would punch you in the throat. I would chop you in the throat. Mongoose in the jungle. What? What the hell was that?
We'll take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy back with you here on FM 104.3 WQAM. We take you guys up until 2 here on the pro. Just having fun, baby. Just having fun. Somebody just put out the clip. Was it Jay Hilds? He goes, what the hell did you just say? My God. You get it, dude. You get the mongoose thing. You guys can call. If you guys have any thoughts on the Heat trade deadline, happy to take your calls as well. 305-567-0560. QAM, you're on the air. What's your name?
Scott.
Hey, Scott. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
You tell me.
Am I live on the air?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, what's going on? Hey, it's nipple rubbing time.
Yeah?
It is.
Oh, really?
Brother, this is right out of the Pat Riley book, to buy a depressed asset when it's having issues, just like Alonzo Mourning, just like Tim Hardaway.
That was history. So
this is straight out of the book. Do you remember how toxic and radioactive Kyrie Irving was?
Sure do.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Do you remember that? Everybody thought man, they thought like he was, the whole hate stuff and all the craziness and all that.
Yep.
And the moment he got traded, he went off like a nuclear weapon.
So you're saying
it's going to be the same thing.
You're saying, Scott, they could cut glass right now?
For sure.
Interesting.
Without a doubt.
All right, man.
Totally.
All right.
This is the move.
I'm happy.
This is the move. You got to go in. You got to get Ja.
Yep.
You got to get Giannis. Send me everyone.
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 Everyone, dude.
Everyone.
You want to give me a whale call?
I got to work on it.
It was pretty good.
It's all right.
See you, man.
I never got over the nipple part.
Yeah, I mean, he came out of the gate strong. That was the guy that we yelled at because I remember Scott. Scott was the caller with the references. He was the guy. He claimed that he wasn't rubbing his nipples when the Dolphins dropped 70 on the Broncos. And I was like, come on, he's a liar. And because any Dolphin fan that wasn't doing that or claims they weren't doing that is a liar. QAM, you're on the air. What's your name?
Yo, I just want to say something, man. Just check this out.
Yep.
I don't know what you smoke, but whatever you do, you need to tell people what that strand is so people can get as crazy as your thoughts are. Because what you'll do is then when Ja go out to the strip club and does something stupid, you'll be the first one ready to jump off the building. So let's be real.
What's your name?
Kind of making all this up.
What's your name?
Bobby.
Okay, Bobby.
Bobby.
Can I just ask you a question politely? I just wanted to just let's talk this
Sure.
out a little bit, all right?
All right, let's talk.
Do you think Ja Morant is a talent? Do you think he's a talented basketball player?
Talent, but problems with him.
Fair. I will acknowledge problems. Would you say that getting caught in a gambling scandal is also problematic?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So if we were to just take the guy who's already a problem in the guy in a gambling investigation, now this is another important part. How attached are you to Simone Fontecchio? Are you a big Simone Fontecchio fan or a mediocre Simone Fontecchio fan?
I'm not a fan of him or the gambler. What I'm saying is that to bring somebody, to bring somebody else in that's going to have problems because he's a problem child and he's a little bitch boy.
Theoretical.
That's what I don't want.
Theoretical problems. Theoretical problems. He had problems, but all I'm saying is we have a problem, a gambling scandal that Adam Silver won't fix for us because he's a coward.
Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to flip that problem plus Simone Fontecchio, all right, unless you love him, and we have the possibility of Ja Morant working out of Miami. That doesn't appeal to you?
So check this out. It appeals, but what I'm saying to you is that when it doesn't appeal and he's in the strip club doing bitch boy stuff, don't come on here crying.
I'm not going to cry.
Yes.
Why would I cry? I have no problem with Simone Fontecchio leaving.
Dude, you know how the wind's blowing today? Yesterday it blew another way. That's how you flip-flop.
Dude, I don't
So
flip-flop.
let's be real. That's
I've
all.
only been wearing sneakers
come on.
exclusively. You're ridiculous,
dude. You'll be on here crying.
crazy,
Ja
dude.
Morant with his machine gun.
You're high as a
You'll be
kite,
down there-
Yogi. You're talking about me smoking. What are you smoking?
I wish I
That
was,
hypocrite
bro, 'cause
strand.
then
That's
I
what
could
you're
at least-
smoking, dude.
Hey,
All right.
why are you getting so mad at people for just being real?
Because they're not being real.
Brittany, okay, I understand. you think you're trading one problem for a different problem, and you think you can handle the next problem instead of dealing with your own problems. But when everything that you have seen with Ja Morant continues to happen, can you tell me that there's anything that this man has done that would say he's not going to get hurt or get in any trouble? And you're just saying, I don't care about that. We're just getting rid of our problem and signing up a new problem. That doesn't make you better.
The only trouble he got into this year was calling out his coach in the locker room and potentially getting into a skirmish. And then he got suspended.
So this year, like all the other stuff doesn't count?
Oh, it counts. It counts. But it's just, it seems like it's milding out a little bit.
People grow up.
People grow up.
It was a year ago.
People grow up.
It was last basketball season.
What was?
The issues.
Nah, that was like
it was 2 seasons
that was
ago.
2 seasons
But
ago.
he was hurt last year.
And it was really his friend's fault if we think about it. His friend had the Instagram live going.
Tobin.
What?
Don't do that. Don't do
He
that.
doesn't have good friends.
I'm trying to defend you here.
Thank you.
But don't do that.
Take a break. We're back after this. Where does he keep going?
Remember his grill?
Oh, that's right. He's testing his. I don't care
Yeah.
though. You know what?
No,
He's still getting
-1.
I don't even have for absence. What do I have?
You need an absence one
For tardiness.
Man. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. You know what? It's good. It's a good time. You know, it's Schmeeth and Schmolnick's favorite time because the phones are lighting up here. This is such a great sports radio day. I am excited. We talk sports radio to start things. Brittany, I love a sports caller day. Everybody wants to get in. It's trade deadline time. People got opinions. Let's hear from some of you. You guys want to get in? 305-567-0560. Kyle, what's up, buddy?
Tobin, you are right. This is a great time, and you have the right attitude. You know, we need stars. We're deprived down here. We have a standard. We hit that standard, but we need something a little bit more. And this is the big whale that we've been apparently waiting on. And this is the time. The time is now. And we have the assets. We have picks. We have options. We have young players. Ja is a little, loose cannon. But you come down to Miami. You play under these bright lights. And you become a star of your own. You change the narrative. You control your destiny.
It's beautiful.
You become
it's beautiful what you're saying,
beautiful.
Kyle. Thank you.
It's
Beautiful words. Beautiful words.
Oh,
How do you think you could do? Let me ask you a question, Leroy. How could Ja Morant do a loose cannon celebration? Feels like the only weapon he hasn't used. He's not here for the joke.
It's just like I don't understand how being reasonable is being negative. So go ahead. I hope you get everything you want.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Good.
Javier, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, man?
You tell me.
What's happening?
Good. Hey, I'll tell you this. Superstars win championships. When was the last time a non-superstar team won a championship? I don't think we've had one. We went with Jimmy, and we saw how that turned out.
Yeah.
So
Except,
I'm in it, man. I'm
also,
in it for Giannis. Yep.
I mean, if Goron's foot would have held up, we would have won,
I agree. Or if Bam was healthy in 2020 or whatever.
Exactly. We already know the story, though. But I get your point.
Yeah.
I get your overall point.
We need it. We need it.
I need it.
We need Ja. We need Giannis. I don't care. We talk about culture, hardest working, all that. You know what we need? Players that win games.
That's what D Wade was
what
saying
the real
last night.
culture is.
That's what D Wade was saying last night, Leroy. Basically, that's kind of what he was saying last night.
Oh.
It's kind of what he was saying last night.
Okay.
It was kind of reminiscent. You had Shaq. Shaq had a lot of baggage. The Miami Heat.
But it wasn't on the basketball court.
Well, I mean, some of it was. A lot of it.
Well,
was
when
weak.
he went Fat
hard
Shaq.
enough. Pat Riley whipped him into shape.
Okay. I can deal with that. Right? The issues with Shaq, you could say Khalil. Okay. But when it was time to win, when it was time to put all that aside and go play, Shaq played. Shaq dominated.
Oh, he dominated.
Okay. My question is if you have doubts, forget how talented a person is. If you have doubts if he's even going to be available, it's not worth the risk for me.
Brian, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just calling. I'm signing with Tobes and Brittany here. I think with Ja, if the Pricito is right, you have to take the risk.
You always pay less with your Pricito.
If the Pricito is right, you got to send Terry out of here. He's not bringing you anything. And the talent side with Fontecchio, and Ja is not even – it's not comparable. I understand there's a risk, but that's a Miami Heat thing, right? We take the disgruntled guys. We try to let them give them that opportunity to try to prove themselves. And if not, we move on. But I feel like at this point with the fan base to not even hit on anything this trade deadline, it's going to be –
the fans are going to lash out. They are going to lash out.
It's going to be crazy. So I feel like even a move for Ja, obviously Giannis is the whale, but you have to make it appealing too, But with Ja and the Pricito, you got to get Ja and the Pricito for sure.
Nobody doesn't want to get a whale, but sometimes it's fun to swim with the sharks. Dangerous.
Dangerous is not even the. Oh my goodness. Dangerous.
Kyle in Miami. What's up, man?
What's up? Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
All right, so I have an idea about Ja Morant that might make Leroy feel a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay, so what I say is we go after Giannis and Ja. We extend Giannis immediately, but don't extend Ja. We let him play out the rest of the season, see how it goes. If he's a problem, in the offseason, we use him in a trade, try to get Donovan Mitchell.
Wow. That's an idea, Leroy. Spider. A little switcheroo.
Even after they just traded for Harden?
Oh, yeah, that's going to make Donovan Mitchell happy.
Exactly.
Did you see, by the way, I don't know if it's real internet or fake, but if it's real, it's funny. Did you see that there was a Cleveland strip club, Leroy, that already welcomed James Harden? They put the sign out.
Of course they did.
Of course they did, dude. You got to keep it rocking. Let's see. Let's go to Gordon. Hello, Gordon.
What's happening, guys? You know, I go to these games and it's just like you go and it's like, what are we watching? It's the most irrelevant, unentertaining product that I've seen them put out there in a long time. And it's just like, what are we going out there to watch? And it's like, they've got to do something. I mean, it's like, and if we can figure out listen, it's obviously Khalil Ware's not in the long-term plans with Spoelstra. So we got to chip him out. He's not, all right. That's
Gordon,
fine.
were you there last night?
I was not there last night.
I was curious if you were one of the people.
And I sit pretty close to where Riley and Zoe sit.
Okay.
And they're half asleep during the games. I mean, there's just nothing.
That's true.
Like, yeah, it's beneath. If we can get rid of Tyler Hero, who's not in the long-term plans of the team, and we're not going to sign him with a long-term contract because the guy doesn't play, and we can get rid of Terry Rozier, and we can get rid of Khalil Ware, who doesn't play either, then what are we really giving away? We're getting away three guys who don't play, throw away the draft picks, and I'm with this other guy who called up. I think to really get interest in this team again is they get those two players. They figure out how to get Giannis and how to get Ja Morant, and they totally reposition this franchise, which has just been sitting in this malaise for I don't know, since Jimmy Butler left.
Basically in a malaise since Damian Lillard got traded to the Bucks. That's where they've been.
I mean, it's like, you know, and you listen to this guy who's on the radio after you guys, Solana. I don't know what get rid of. And I know you. He's got this whole thing about the Heat, and they're still got a chance. I mean,
say what you have to say.
Get rid of Jovic. Get rid of Jovic, please. Right. Throw him into any trade. He is the worst player I have ever seen on this franchise. The guy can't make a.
You opened the door for this, Tobin. You opened the door.
Gordon, you don't remember Josh McRoberts?
Hey, Josh McRoberts could shoot a little.
No, he was terrible. He never looked at the rim. He was a top bum, and he had a man bun.
Wait a second. You knew what you were getting with Josh McRoberts.
You're right,
you
nothing.
decided to some monster deal like we just did for Jovic.
He had the same monster deal. He got signed here when LeBron left, and LeBron was like, the guy who elbowed me in the face, that's who you signed?
We just signed this guy Jovic, who's going to be who was the answer to what?
He's going to figure it out, dude. I promise. He's going to figure it out. I think he's going to figure it out. I hope he figures it out. God, I hated Josh McRoberts. Seemed like a nice guy, but I mean, God. Terrible. 6'10", never looked at the rim. Literally, like, was above the rim sometimes and be like, yeah, pass time. Like, what are you, man bun?
We used to get excited. We used to get excited when he put a foot in the paint.
Oh my God. Ridiculous, dude. Crazy, man. Jay. Hello, Jay.
How y'all doing today, man?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm great. Man, what defines Heat culture is great players. I don't care. That's what defines Heat culture. Like all that. You can't have a team full of Joel Anthony and think we're gonna win. That's not what defines. Dwayne Wade made that a popular thing because he was a great player. That 06 team was good, but Dwayne Wade won a championship because he just took his game to another level. I say when LeBron was here, Wade and Bosh, that's what defined Heat culture. Great player. Bring Ja. If we just got to give up Fontecchio and Terry contract, bring Ja in. I'm not extending them, but
I'm not extending
I'd
him
rather
either.
watch him. I would rather watch him play than watch what we watching.
Okay. Let me ask a question.
I get what you're saying about all the risk and all that stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, but I'm taking that risk. If we giving up so little for that, I'm taking that risk. That's
So
not a risk.
let me ask you this, Jay. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You remember earlier in our conversations we were saying Ja pulling a Jimmy in
Memphis.
Memphis, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What in the hell you think is gonna happen when you don't extend him?
But the difference is that out of the years that we had Jimmy, we had 2 final appearances. Jimmy did what he did, but we got something out of Jimmy. My point is that I would rather bring Ja in and see what would happen just in case. We got 2 final appearances out of Jimmy.
Hey,
I can't ask for no more than that.
Let me ask you something,
my thing is,
Jay. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What will be your reaction Thursday at 3:01 if the Heat do nothing?
I'll be pissed. I'm getting tired of watching this team be bad. I'm getting tired of watching that. Like, if we got to give up Khalil Ware and all that stuff to get Ja, I'm not doing it. But if Tobin is right and we just giving up Fontecchio and Terry contract, that's a risk worth taking.
Yeah, and
That's just me. That's a risk. That's a risk worth taking, man. Because the upside will be higher than the downside. Because we still gonna be bad. Even with Ja, I would rather take a chance with us being bad with Ja than take a chance with being bad with what we watching now.
Exactly, dude. You want to know something? I feel bad because Fontecchio was the only guy to hold up the honor of the 06 team last night.
Different ain't better all the time. Everybody think, oh, we just change the players, it's gonna be better.
Right.
But
no, I get you. It's kind of like when JFig orders all that arugula on our tacos.
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh, it's different, and I'm like, not better.
Yeah, that's what Ja is, arugula.
Arugula.
So she said cilantro.
Whatever, dude.
I can't tell.
Oh man. All right, we'll take a break. We'll get you caught up with your headlines. Back after this. Sorry, I was vibing. Who is this?
This is Zed and Marion Morris.
Marion Morris?
I don't know how you say her name.
I didn't know she did pop. I thought she was a country artist.
I thought so too, but then this is like 2010s.
Oh, well, maybe she flopped out in pop and then went to country. Like
Maybe. This is a great song. I know JFig is in the chat going off because she loves this song.
Oh. JFig says, no, bro, let me talk. Jennifer, can I just tell you something? Leroy, in the history of the show, have we ever not let Jennifer talk? No. She waits till 12:45.
Right.
When would we ever prevent her from talking? Wow. I'm not taking the -1 for that. Ridiculous.
-1 for sass.
She hits with the rat emoji. Fitz Ratrick. Anyway, let's get to our headlines. Brought to us by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. We'll get back into the heat in just a second. I got a couple other callers I want to get to, but there's a lot of Panthers stuff happening, and I do want to talk about the champs here for a second. Big game tonight, Leroy, at Amerant Bank Arena against the Boston Bruins. It's on national TV, so if you want the local call tonight, you got that right here on QAM. Doug Plagens, our guy. Doug Plagens with the call. He always lets you know how to sync it up if you don't want to listen to the national broadcast. But here's our health status for tonight, Leroy. That's the number one thing.
Oof, goodness. Oof. Sam Bennett in.
All right. This is from Jordan McPherson from the Miami Herald. He said, injury updates from Paul Maurice. Sam Bennett playing.
Right.
Anton Lundell, Mr. Lasolis, Lundy, Baby Barkey is probable. Brad Marchand out. No Marshy tonight. Sergei Bobrovsky in net. Jordan also says that Seth Jones was on the ice after morning skate with Alexander Barkov, Dmitry Kulikov, and Tomas Nosek. Not in full gear, just skating for Seth Jones. He took that puck in the Winter Classic. I think the Panthers are wearing their Winter Classic gear tonight for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're just trying to keep selling that merch.
Doesn't that have bad juju?
It wasn't a good game, Brittany.
It
wasn't a good game. They got beat by the Rangers bad at Lone Depot. And then did they lose another game? I feel like they wore it again. Did they lose again in it? Not quite sure. Paul Maurice, though. I want to play this for you, Leroy, because I love Paul Maurice. All right, it's a long answer, but it was Goosey's because he was asked. I'll have the question in here. I have the question in here with I believe it was George Richards from Florida Hockey Now, longtime Panthers reporter, asking him about just the adversity they're facing, and this was what Paul Maurice had to say on the state of the Cats.
And again, going back to Jordan's question, coming into the season, you knew you were going to be without Matthew. Okay, the best situation, and then it just one after another.
Right.
There's always. Have you sat back and gone, what's next?
Well, when you start blowing up barbecues, you start to think maybe that somebody's. You're not sure what's happened, but I would say that in everything that's happened here over the last 4 years, there's something to be gleaned out of your adversity. There's an important opportunity. So you just want to stay aware of it and stay out of the emotional part and keep your eyes open for what is it we can take out of this that we get to keep that's going to make us better. Is it maybe not doesn't make us better in the next month? Maybe you just got to pay for it. Maybe you just got to go through it. But if you can keep your eyes open, there's something that you can use that'll make you a better hockey team. When you win two, you think you should win everyone. You start to lose your perspective on how hard it is to do what this team has done. But you also don't want to be pining for yesterday. You want to think about what it is that we're dealing with right now. How can we handle it? Adjustments that we can make to give ourselves a chance. Then we get to keep those. I mean, no team's going to sit with. I don't. We have what more games, man games lost this year than our last 2 years combined, and we're at game 55. So it's significant. something in there. We'll find players. We'll find adaptations to our game that will add to it. Hopefully that leads to a win tomorrow night that starts something really strong for us here, because we still have lots of belief, not casual belief. We know how big this hill is. There's something in adversity in every situation that I think if you can accept it, you can learn from it.
God damn, I love that man. I love him. I love him.
He has the calming voice that
Goosey's galore.
If you're a fan, you need to hear.
Jesus.
Because all hell's breaking loose on the hockey club, right? And
Oh, yeah.
it's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
But he kind of puts it in perspective.
You know that he, you could tell when he was going down the blowing up barbecues, like what was going on in his head was like, are you kidding me? What do you mean his barbecue blew up? But man, Paul Maurice, dude, love that guy.
How did he burn he hurt his toe, right?
I think he burned his feet. Yeah, I don't know what the
How
hell
do you
happened.
burn your feet with a barbecue?
Look, if we get the opportunity to ask it to, maybe enough time passes, maybe next year we ask him, can you take us through what the hell happened there, dude?
I mean, my feet have never been near a barbecue.
Had to have been by the pool, probably sandals.
My feet have never been near a barbecue.
Do you think like he didn't have the tray open and it shot down?
Or maybe he had one of those little camp grills and it was low.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Dade South says a coal fell out. I think he said it was a gas grill, though, Dade South. That's the only fact that we have.
I know people that use coals or rocks still with a gas grill.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just
you
get
throw
the
a couple in there for the flavor.
For the flavor. Yeah, that makes sense.
Some people use like wood chips. You can use, you can use charcoal. You can use, a number of things. But a lot of the higher end, really, Nick T.
Nick T says, that's because your feet are always pointed away from the barbecue, Leroy.
Anyway, you can usually the higher end grills come with rocks instead of coals, and the rocks heat up.
Yep.
So maybe it was something like that.
How do you feel about Dade South referring to you as Toasty?
You just glad because that stink is not on you.
You're right. Khalid, what's up?
What's up, Tobin and Leroy?
How are
What's
you?
happening?
I'm good. I just wanted to say the main priority should be sharpening the harpoons, obviously, for the whale that's Giannis. But if he does stick past trade deadline in the offseason or devastatingly go to the Timberwolves or anything like that, I think a great plan B is to pull out the grenade celebration and land Ja Morant, because I'm a big Davion Mitchell guy too, and I am even a Drew Smith fan, but he can easily be casted aside and we can slide down Davion Mitchell. We need another star in Miami, I feel like. And Ja Morant, I know the injury issues, but if we can get him on the cheap skis, and he's dropped 40-point games this season. And the last time he played post-injury, I think he had like 20 points and like 10 assists in the first half. So I know there's questions about Ja or whatever, but I think a shakeup is needed at the deadline. I don't know about you, Tobin and Leroy, but I think that could be a great move as well.
What would be what's your reaction on Thursday at 3:01 if the Heat do nothing?
Honestly, I'd be devastated, because if it's just no moves, even if it's not Giannis or Ja, like, just to not be like intuitive and flip Wiggins for maybe like a first and just let the young guys develop for the rest of the season, just to have Pat in the front office stay okay with the team once again and not let anything happen at the trade deadline. I just think that would be a terrible move from the front office.
All right, thanks, buddy. You know what I'll say, Leroy, and I think this is part, and I'm guilty of this. I will admit, part of my Ja Morant is just wanting a shiny thing, a shiny, non-reliable thing. But, yesterday I'm at the game, right? I go to these games, baby. I go to these games, and I'm watching a starting lineup with Myron Gardner and Fontecchio, right? And the crowd by the middle of it, we're here. We want to be there to celebrate, right? Dwayne Wade yesterday was in such a good mood before the game, right? He was going to get his Michael Irvin on. Like Davion threw a lob to Bam, got the Heat to within 2, and he jumps out of his seat. He's like, yeah, I've seen D Wade at a lot of these games. I've never seen that excited because he was so happy to be with his teammates. And then it was just the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And he's in his phone, and the only part he got to enjoy was the ceremony. And then in the middle of the third quarter, Leroy, these fans are so bored, they're starting to chant, "We want Giannis." That didn't take over the whole crowd, but it was a pocket. It was, was it audible on the broadcast, Brittany?
It was not audible on the broadcast, no.
I heard it by press row. Because I want to say like it took over the crowd. That would be overstating it. But it was one drunk guy who had no friends, and then after CJ McCollum, he had more friends. So I just think people are looking for a jolt, even an irresponsible one.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, people are in a spot right now with this Heat team that they just want change.
Yep.
As a responsible person, I look at the situation and say all change isn't good change. And like, if you start making moves just for the sake of changing, you could be in a worse situation than a better one. And that's all I'm saying. And I get it's not even about Ja. It's about change. It's about something different. But I would caution everybody to at least, be aware that even though you swung for the fences and ended up with Ja, that you still might not be better. And that's the part that just seeing how Ja plays and how this Heat team plays, right? Like, yeah, man, I would have, I would be a little concerned about making that move simply because there is nothing that Ja has shown in the last couple of years that he's either matured or is injury-free.
I'm curious, too, if Spo would be in on it. He's got a big swing in it. He's bringing the offense that he didn't like, but they have gone away from it. It's not like what it was to start the year. But he keeps going to these, he's trying to do the thing. I don't even feel like I listened to him last night. I didn't even feel like his heart was in it. He was trying to do the "we have enough" thing. Like you heard of that last night, Brittany, when he was doing like, well, look around, because he was asked by Ira a reasonable question about, hey, like you guys don't have 3 of your starters. He goes, well, look around the league, and it's just like, okay. But
yeah,
he's trying. He's trying to be brave. But I do wonder, like, does he feel like this needs a jolt, or is he skeptical? Because they're not going to do it if Spo's not in on it. He's got a lot of say in that as well.
Now, let me ask you. You think Spo, with what he's been through and some of the knuckleheads he's had to coach, you think Spo would sign off on it?
Yeah, because I mean, he's been able to do that. He can always feel like he reaches somebody. Dion Waiters, I mean, he's gone through the misfit toys. He's been more hands on it than Riley has, right? Like he's got to figure these guys out. I think that do they want, people comparing it to Jimmy, like, do they want another guy to think he's coming in here with a very high opinion of himself and like he doesn't have the goods to back it up anymore? That's probably what they got away more than anything is like, is he diminished to the point where like his ego won't be in line with his production? If his production, like the reason they put up with Jimmy is because, yeah, Jimmy was a pain in the ass, but you were getting results.
Right.
And then when the results stopped, they were tired of the pain in the ass. They didn't want to pay it anymore. So where is Ja at? Like, can he still tap into that?
Can I ask you a question? How can you understand all this, but still would want to pay guys like that?
Me?
Like you would have paid Jimmy, even just saying what you just said.
Well, mind you, I would have paid him before the drama started, I would have paid him before the drama started. I would have had this fixed lickety split. But, I'm just a simple man.
Do you think it would have fixed it?
I think it would have helped. But listen, bygone. This is the past. This is the past. I'm not here.
I'm just saying. So you're signing up for it again?
Well, he's younger. I mean, he's
but my point is, you're signing up for.
Did you not hear me go dunks?
You're signing up for it again.
Throwing lobs to Bam.
No, again. You're signing up for it again, and you're aware of it.
You know what I want to? I mean, I've thought about this scenario where he hits a game winner.
You haven't answered my question.
I am going to answer your question, but in my way. So I'm going to answer your question. And I thought about this scenario. I was visualizing this last night on my drive home from the Kaseya Center, and I was thinking about, Ja hitting a game winner right over Jason Tatum, and I was like, and then what I do is I run around the living room and I go, shh, and then I start making pigeon sounds. That's what I've thought about. I don't know if it'll happen, but we'll see. Elias, what's up, man?
Up to 1 pound.
Elias.
And
I think you lost interest. Oh, well. Al Macco says -1 his ass.
-1 for show poniness.
Was it the pigeon part or was it the...
It was the pigeon.
Oh.
Yep.
Sorry.
I was doing notes. If not, I would have given you a -1.
I don't know, man.
If we don't get rid of Kalel, does he have to apologize for calling Kalel a pigeon?
I think that would be nice.
I think it would be
nice. He wasn't calling Kalel a pigeon, though.
Yes, he was.
He definitely called Kalel a pigeon.
He 1000% did.
He called Kalel a pigeon, and Kalel said that he said that night in the locker room that it was a lucky shot.
Yep. And it was on national television.
Yep.
On TNT.
And then Ja was like, this place is kind of nice. I like this place. What?
Oh, sorry. I was like, why am I getting a -1 for Sass? What did I do?
QAM, you're on the air. What's your name?
James.
What's up, man?
So I just got a question for Leroy. Leroy, I don't understand why we're only going to have to give up Terry and Fontecchio for Ja Morant. You wouldn't be in on that at all? Like, you wouldn't do a job for Fontecchio 1-for-1?
It's not that. Yes, that sounds great. Okay, but what Ja are you getting? That's my point. My point is not if you want to make the team better, if you want the Heat to be better, and you can get Ja very cheap. If he's not over all the stuff that he's been through the last couple of years or the injuries, are you actually getting better?
You stumped him. He didn't want none. I say yes. But I can't answer for him.
Right.
That's just my opinion.
All right.
Brittany disagrees with me. You disagree with me. I'm a man alone.
I mean, it's not, but see, you want the name. I want the production.
I'm making a bet.
The production is not even close to being guaranteed. You
feels,
have no idea what kind of production you're going to get.
Feels to me like a no sweat bet on Hard Rock.
No.
It does.
You don't get the money back. You can't reverse the trade. It's not a no sweat bet.
It's a no sweat bet.
How?
Because we're giving up Terry Rozier and doing nothing with that. And Fontecchio. Come on, dude.
Okay.
Take a break. Dolphins. Their great puppet master. The savior, some are calling him. Troy Aikman explains why he liked Jeff Hafley. We'll get into that. Keeping an eye on all the rumors on the Twitter mill as well around Miami. Panthers also might be making a move today, too. Things are happening. A lot of action down here in South Florida. Back after this. Welcome back, guys. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. I hear Bush there. If you guys want to win tickets to see Bush at Hard Rock Live this May 12th, with special guest Mammoth. We didn't have any Mammoth in the system, Brittany.
There was no Mammoth.
Well, Mammoth's going to be there. So is James and the Cold Gun. They'll be opening up for Bush with their Land of Milk and Honey tour at Hard Rock Live. It's on May 12th. If you guys want to win a pair of tickets, I'm going to give those away in just under an hour, 1:20 p.m. today. Want to call 305-567-0560. That's the number. And
the Heat, the Land of Milk and Honey should play some music for the Heat.
Bro, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. It was brutal yesterday. Nothing sadder than watching. You know, that's the one thing with the NBA that kind of sucks these days. If you don't hit threes and the other team does, it is pretty much over. And so it's like you just watched them yesterday, and
like they're like 9, 10. You know, like it's a big difference.
Yep.
It's not just 1 or 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 8, 9.
Yeah. No, it was terrible. It was a terrible watch yesterday.
It's amazing that they keep some of these games close with how they're getting outshot.
Yeah, and then afterwards they're basically like, well, you know, our shooting's affecting our defense, and I'm like, I don't know what you're supposed to do, dude. Like, you know, if they're hitting threes and you're not, it's a hard math game. It's a hard math because the Heat even had what did they have last night, Brady? Like 30 free throws? They got a ton of free throws too.
Yeah, they got to the line a lot, but they've been doing that lately. They just get to the line only.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're just shooting terribly.
Yeah, it wasn't great last night. And they're basically throwing doubles at Bam the whole game because they're like, anybody else? Oh, who you got out here? The G Leaguer. And Myron Gardner had a nice little third quarter, but like, hey, dude, we're gonna double this guy. And every one of those Atlanta Hawks walks in, and it's just you just see wingspan walk in, Leroy. Jalen Johnson's good though. Woo, he's good. Very talented player. Very talented player. Panthers are back on the ice tonight. They take on the Bruins at 7:00. You guys could check that on out. There were a couple trades yesterday. Utah traded Jaren Jackson. Utah traded for Jaren Jackson Jr. In exchange for 3 first-round picks to the Grizzlies, amongst other players that went. Walter Clayton Jr. went to the Grizzlies. But the Grizzlies, this is why everybody thinks Ja's going to go for a bag of donuts, because they got a bunch of picks for Jaren Jackson. They got 4 picks for Desmond Bane earlier in the year. So they're ready to go completely in rebuild mode. The Jazz, I don't know what they're doing because they had 15 wins. I was a little confused by this, but hey, good for them. You know, if you got it, you can't take your picks with you. You got to use them at some point because they had extra picks. So Danny Ainge is like, well, I'll take a spin around the old Jaren Jackson Jr. block. Why not?
I guess that's crazy, right? Maybe they're building for a future.
I think their plan is they got Larry Markkinen, they got Jaren, they're going to get Walker Kessler back next year, so they got a big front line. Got Ace Bailey this year. Keontae George has been good for them, and then they'll probably get a good pick this year, and that's going to be their core. I think that's what they're rocking with.
But I would say that, in all honesty, that's what Milwaukee should do.
Yeah, Milwaukee's just not at the point where they have all their picks. Milwaukee spent their picks on Dame, and they spent their picks on Drew Holiday, so they're still making up for trades.
Okay.
You know, so that's...
but then why would they, like, yeah, man, trading with Golden State? That doesn't seem like that's accomplishing anything.
Yeah, I'm sure that those picks are going to be awesome with Giannis and Steph Curry on the same team. I'm sure those are going to be swell.
Right.
You know, I'm with you. I think you should take some for sure talent. James Harden got traded to the Cavaliers yesterday in exchange for Darius Garland. I heard today, I was listening to Zach Lowe on the way down here. He disrespected turf toe. He's like, shouldn't you come back from turf toe? I'm like, if Leroy only had 5 minutes with Zach Lowe, he'd tell him about the trepidations of turf toe.
If you could play basketball in flip-flops, it would be great.
But Darius Garland no longer there, and they, of course, have rested their championship window on one of the biggest playoff choke artists of all time. Good luck. Good luck, Cleveland.
See, so, like, What if they're in the same boat? Like anything's got to be better than Darius Garland.
I understand it, especially with his health issues. I'm just telling you.
Again, for the same things you're saying about Harden, I can say about Ja. Like,
no.
Yes, you don't know what you're going to get.
No.
I'm not talking about the talent.
Wrong. I know what I'm going to get.
Okay.
I'm going to get 24 points a game, 8 assists. I'm going to get dribble. I'm going to get him in a fat suit and Astron, but he's going to show up. He's going to ball until a little thing called game 5, 6, and 7 show up in a playoff series, and then he'll be nowhere to be seen.
All right.
I know exactly what I'm going to get. That's the scary thing.
The scary thing is knowing or not knowing?
Oh, it's knowing. Knowing is that they're going to get teased. He's going to throw incredible lobs to Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and they're all going to get the goosies. They're going to be like, oh, the beard.
So why wouldn't your same analysis fit with Ja?
Ja doesn't have an entire resume of the playoffs yet.
No, but he has a resume full of the other stuff.
He does have a resume of misbehavior.
So why are you just assuming that's going to go away, but not?
I'm hoping the basketball outweighs the shenanigans.
So's Cleveland.
It's not but here's the thing. I don't have a problem with James Harden's shenanigans. I don't care that he's fat. I don't care that he's addicted to Astron. I don't care about that. My big quibble with him is people act like he's this all-time great when he spits the bit worse in the playoffs. And as the games get farther, they get worse. He's got and this guy has had, Leroy, who's had better teammates than this guy?
He's had some.
Who has had better teammates than this guy?
I would say, and as currently, there is no player in the NBA that's played with more Hall of Famers than James Harden.
Are you kidding me? And I get it. I understand that the guy is a marvelous talent, but he comes up smaller in these situations more times than you can count. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the shenanigans. I think it's just him.
Right.
He's a very squirrely character.
Yes, so's Ja.
This guy.
I'm like, I can't fault you for believing what you feel about Harden, because that's what we've seen. But if I apply that same thought process to Ja, you dismiss it.
Yeah, I'm hoping the basketball outweighs the shenanigans.
So my question is, how can you apply that to one guy, and when I apply it to Ja, you say I'm a hater? Or why don't you?
I think the answer is I don't have a lot of options right now, and I just want something fun.
Cleveland could have thought the same thing.
I don't know what Cleveland's
Cleveland could have thought anything has to be better than Darius Garland.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Cleveland just bought themselves Donovan Mitchell leaving the Cavaliers. That's what they just did. So
all right.
Congratulations.
Okay.
I just would like to congratulate them in advance. Speaking of, we get to our favorite Wednesday game coming up. Rats off a ship. Next.
Rats off a ship.
Oh, time to grab your snorkel mask, everybody. It's our favorite Wednesday game. Rats off a ship. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
Do you want Ja Morant? I'm just kidding. Let's just move on to it.
We're not doing that right now.
Do you have topics for us here today?
Sure, but first of all, I would like to say Maren Morris started off as a songwriter.
Okay, but what genre was she in first?
She started off singing. Well, no, she started off doing songwriting for pop and country artists. But then when she wrote My Church, sorry.
So My Church was her first hit, was a country hit.
When she wrote My Church, she decided she didn't want anyone to sing that song because it was her song and it was very close and personal to her. So then that's when she decided, I'm going to go ahead, do my album and sing my own songs. And she blew up after that song.
But what was first, the country or the pop, Jennifer? That was my question.
She was always a country artist herself, yes.
You said she just did a pop song.
No, she did pop and country songwriting. Songwriting is different than when you are an
So that wasn't her on that song?
My Church? No, that's her song. When she wrote it.
The middle.
The middle.
The middle. So the middle was a collaboration between her and Zed. And that happened way into her country career.
Okay. That's all I wanted. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Just
What do
in
we
case
have
you
today
guys were
for
confused.
Rats Off a Ship?
Well, first we have some Super Bowl prop bets.
Okay.
How do we feel about Bad Bunny exposing a nipple at halftime?
What are the odds?
We got, well, it's a favorite. It is a 450, sorry.
Minus 450?
Minus 450 and plus 275.
So plus 275, no nipple.
Yep.
Minus 450, Bad Bunny nipple.
Yep.
I think I'm Rats Off a Ship on Bad Bunny showing a nipple at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Rats off a ship.
Is he very shirtless? I don't feel like I see him shirtless a lot, but maybe I'm ignorant to that.
This is a tough one.
I don't know. I feel like it's a gamble.
This is a tough one.
I feel
It's
like
a gamble.
I mostly see him be clothed Bunny. I don't feel like I see him as shirtless Bunny.
I don't know. He broke the internet not that long ago with a Calvin Klein underwear picture in the mirror.
That is true.
Depends on what the vibe that he's going for. I feel like he's going to make a statement, and I don't think it's a nipple statement. So I'm Rats Off a Ship on that one.
Rats off a ship.
What about you, Leroy? Where are your Bad Bunny nipples?
Rats Off a Ship on Bad Bunny's nipples.
Rats off a ship.
That needs to be a clip for later.
But I have like 3 clips ready for the end of the show.
I don't even like we having a conversation on Wednesday before the Super Bowl whether Bad Bunny gonna show a nipple.
I'm a little surprised it's such a big favorite. Jennifer?
I don't know. I feel like he's a gamble. He can do whatever, but he has cleaned up a little bit. He hasn't been doing too much outrageous things. I think I don't really follow him that much. I'm gonna say Rats Off a Ship.
Rats off a ship.
All right. What's number 2, Jennifer?
We have Carlos Beltran going to the Baseball Hall of Fame with a New York Mets hat on his plaque.
I think I'm Rats Off a Ship on this with Carlos Beltran going in as a Met. I feel he's an Astro.
Right. I was getting ready to say when we think of Carlos Beltran, we think of Astros.
I feel like he's an Astro. Like he spent 3 portions of his career like a Royal, an Astro, and a Met. I kind of think of him as an Astro the most. Maybe I'm crazy on that. I don't.
They won, right? That's why.
Yeah, I think he went back and they won. Like when he was at his prime, they made a World Series and they lost when he was like the dude. The Mets, I think, made it to an NLCS with Carlos Beltran. He signed a big fat deal with them. But I feel like Carlos Beltran, I feel like his heyday was Astros. I don't feel like he's a New York Met. So I'm Rats Off a Ship on that.
Yeah, I'm Rats Off a Ship. I think you should retire with the team that you had the most production.
Yeah. I mean, remember they usually take control away because, somebody tried. I think Wade Boggs tried to sell his cap as a Devil Ray when he went there his last year, and then they were like, "Nah, you're going in as a Red Sox, dude. That's not happening." Sorry, but I know he's got a pretty divvied up spot there. Still no Marlins officially in the Hall of Fame.
Jeez.
I wonder what Giancarlo Stanton. If Giancarlo Stanton makes the Hall of Fame, he's got to go in as a Marlin, right?
Does he have
Yankee?
No, he'll go in as a Yankee.
But he won MVP with the Marlins. Did he win MVP with the Yankees? I don't think he did.
No, he hasn't played. He's always out.
He plays.
He played last year. He had the stupid hamate thing, and that kept him out for half the year.
Yeah, but
the thing that's odd with Giancarlo Stanton is that he's a little like playoff Jimmy. Like he doesn't show up, and then in the playoffs he balls out.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Judge always poops the bed. This past year, Aaron Judge was the one carrying the team, and everybody else stunk.
Yep.
So it was a little bit of a rule, but typically he shows up in the playoffs, but that's it, because normally he's like bench pressing models, and that's that. Where is he at home runs? He could get to 500 this year if he stayed healthy. Big caveat.
Where is he?
453.
Oh yeah.
So he could hit 500 this year. He'll for sure get there next year.
Right.
But he should go in as a Marlin, right? Like, Brittany, are you a Yankees fan?
No, but my best friend is, so I know way too much about the Yankees.
Yeah, so I would say, I don't know. I mean, he's now been with the Yankees as many years as the Marlins, but I don't think he's played as many games as he did as a Marlin.
I feel like he's going to go in as a Yankee.
Yeah,
I really do.
I mean, to this point, how many people know that the Yankees got him from the Marlins besides
That's the
us?
thing. I feel like that's over with. Like everybody associates him now with the Yankees.
But his best years were with the Marlins.
Agreed.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I have that same problem. Like, I consider the Cleveland Brown, but I had more success in Minnesota.
Well, this has been way too much time spent on Carlos Beltran. Where were your rats?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh.
Let's just say rats off a shit.
Moving on.
I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I really don't know.
You know what? I appreciate the honesty, Posh.
Not a big baseball girl. Sorry.
That's fine. Make me feel a little older.
Do you want another one?
Yes, number 3, Jennifer.
How do we feel about Draymond Green being on the trade block for Giannis?
Oh. Can I tell you something?
That's like trading for a Reese's peanut butter cup, and they throw in a couple of Reese's pieces.
Yeah,
like who cares?
This entire Warrior thing is so inauthentic and inorganic. This almost feels to me like Draymond Green is like looking for sympathy. Like, come on, guys, aren't I an important part of the championships? Which he was, but
not as important as Clay.
No one wants to sit here and be like, oh yeah, my time could be coming to an end if it's best for the organization. All right, dude. Rats off a ship. Enough of this already. I'm tired of this Warriors charade.
I think the hardest thing in the world is if it were any other player, you would sympathize with them, because they've been there so long. But it's Draymond, right? And I think that's the part that you like, it's hard to feel for the guy, right? When you cost him a championship.
He did cost him a championship, and he also punched one of his championship teammates in the face and sent him to Washington. He's not, and also he went at Pelle Larsson. You don't say those things about Pelle Larsson, all right? Pelle Larsson's a good boy. He is.
He's gonna be a good buck.
Someone's rats off a ship.
But rats off a ship on Draymond being on the trade block.
Yeah, I'm rats off a ship. It's kind of like this moves the needle. How?
Yep.
He look for his importance, or what he believes to be his importance on that Golden State team.
Mm-hmm.
They're trading him for filler to make the numbers match. That's
right.
it. That's it.
You filler. All right. And not the housewives kind.
What?
You know, they do the weird thing with
like
the lips.
the lip filler.
Yeah.
Oh.
They look like Pufferfin.
They look like pufferfish.
Your sayings are not landing today.
What?
I know. What was that one about the woods and the?
Don't even bring that one back, please. Let's not do that one.
I don't think he can even say it again. Like I don't think he knows
Oh, I
what
can
he
say it if I
actually
want.
said.
If you put a mongoose in the woods, it's a ferret. Like what?
Like, if
That
you
was
take a
definitely
mongoose
the
out of
best way to
jungle
go
and
into
put it
break.
in the forest, it's a ferret. I think is what he said.
You nailed it.
Oh, there we go.
What do you watch at night? That
A
would
lot of
lead you to,
things.
like
Questionable things.
Gotten
Yeah.
really into ASMR TikToks lately.
Oh, I don't.
hate
very
ASMR.
I
satisfying.
hate it.
Like there's one that I watch of a knife just cutting glass, and I'm just like, man, I could watch this all day.
you really need some help.
I love these algorithms.
You know what else I love? I love Red Hot Ball. You guys ever watch Red Hot Ball on TikTok?
No.
Can't say I have.
I could watch Red Hot Ball for like 45 minutes straight, maybe an hour.
What is that?
It's a heated up steel ball, and they just drop it on materials and see if it can melt through it. And I will watch that nonstop.
Your algorithm is interesting to say the least.
Oh man. Well, there's not a lot of Mormon wives drama right now, so there's nothing on that.
No.
Not a lot on that.
Soon, doesn't the new season come out next month?
I hope so. But you know what annoys me about them? You know, they shoot the seasons back to back, and so then they get to these.
They worked so
reunion.
hard, and it's already happened.
Yeah,
and
and
they're
they're
already
like,
in the next season. It makes no sense.
I can't talk about it. Why? Don't have a reunion then.
I agree. I
Have
hate
the
it.
reunion when you can talk about it. Anyway,
That last reunion was a stinker.
Jay Gatto says, get a real man ASMR, Tobin. Start a fire, sit there in silence, go, hell yeah.
I like that. I agree with that one.
What were we talking about? What
Rats off a ship.
Yeah.
Draymond Green.
Draymond
we're all
Green.
rats off the ship.
Rats off the ship, dude. What's
No one
next,
cares.
Jennifer?
The Pro Bowl. Did anyone watch it last night?
Nope, can't say that I did. Rats off the ship. I saw the highlights this morning. I saw Shador Sanders threw an interception.
Okay, you know, as I watched it because it was on the TV when I was here watching or working the Heat game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel bad for Shador Sanders. That was completely Jamar Chase's fault. And nobody wants to talk about it. I'm like, that was a catchable ball.
Wrong route. Or just
It went through his fingers.
I gotta tell you, I saw
and
a
it
lot
happened twice to him.
I did see a lot of backflips, and I'm not here for gymnastics at the Pro Bowl. Like, it's already taken away. If you're gonna do gymnastics, you might as well just play a football game.
And he didn't even stick the landing.
Leroy, you are a former Pro Bowler, 2-time. What do you are your rats of your beloved game? Is it there, or are your rats off a ship on the Pro Bowl now?
I'm rats off a ship. I watch it for the other stuff. It's like, you know, when you watch the NBA, the All-Star Weekend, Saturday night's more exciting than Sunday, the game.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Who doesn't like to see how far quarterbacks can throw the football?
What was more of an honor for you, making the Pro Bowl as a Brown or a Cowboy?
What an ass. What an ass.
Where's everybody else's Pro Bowls, huh?
That's crazy.
Go look that up.
They don't know how to use Google, obviously.
No.
Apparently
No.
Jennifer, where are your rats on the Pro Bowl? Oh, that's fair. Yep. Yep.
There you go. That works.
Sizzle says, I was watching John Crotty tell Shaq to stop chewing in the microphone. Is that
Does that count as ASMR?
was it chewing on the microphone? Why was he chewing? Like, was it like bad sound when Shaq was on? Not sure.
I don't know.
Give us one more, Jennifer, quickly.
Okay, so on my birthday, Sunday, April 19, the Marlins basketball jersey day against the Brewers. This is how the jerseys will look.
Oh,
I'm not mad about it.
I'm not rats off a ship. I'm for that. That looks like a fun thing to wear at the beach or something like that. And It seems like the Marlins are going to have some kind of teal uniform this year, which is cool. I'm all for that. Fan Fest is this weekend, so I'm not rats off a ship.
I'm not rats off a ship. I like the new gear. I like new gear. I like new, new uniforms. So,
Jennifer, your rats?
I like it. Bring me back the teal.
Non-baseball fan, Brittany?
I love the old Marlins stuff, so I'm here for it.
All right. No rats off the ship on the jersey.
No
Good.
rats.
Marlins are good at promotions. I'll give them, like, they knock those out of the park. No pun intended.
I have so many bobbleheads.
Yeah. Kyle Stowers bobblehead opening night.
So many.
We'll take a break. Final hour coming on up. Lots to get to. We're keeping an eye on the rumor mill. We'll give you the latest on that, on what's crossing the Twitterverse. Some Dolphins fodder that's out there as well. And we have those Bush tickets to give away next hour as well. Back after this. All right, welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Final hour coming on up. Got those Bush tickets to give away. Let's get to our headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Lido Ford says, so Leroy spends 45 minutes doing math puzzles online, and Tobin spends 45 minutes watching a ball. Yes, but not during the show. Not during the show.
The big difference.
Big difference. Not even during commercial breaks. That's more of like a, it's kind of like one of those when I'm in bed, I don't like what's on TV, or I can't fall asleep, and I'm just like, let's just throw on the old red ball. And then I love when they put a checklist too, because some of the accounts will put a checklist. So it'll be like rubber bands, and then it'll put ice cube, and then it'll put an apple, and then it'll be like bing, bing. Couldn't get through the apple. Oh well, heat up that red ball a little more, dude. I love that. I'm gonna send you some red ball, Leroy.
No.
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 Send it to the chat. I'd love to see what you're talking about.
When Ja goes to the Heat, Tobin will watch a wrecking ball destroy the franchise.
All right, I'll give you some. This is the stuff that's around the internet right now. Brian Windhorst, this is from our friend Heat Central on Twitter. He said on George Sedano's show on ESPN LA, I'm not feeling a Heat deal right now for Giannis. Now, if at 2:00 the Heat trade Andrew Wiggins for 2 first-round picks, then we got to deal with the Heat. That's a deal that you do if you go get Giannis. But I'm not feeling it. I know people reacted to the Timberwolves trading Mike Conley yesterday. They just did that to save money. But if anything, it mildly weakened their hand. So Windhorst not exactly putting anything out there that seems like it's imminent with a Giannis deal. There was a report, I think it was from Clutch Points today, from Brett Siegel, that said that some people in other front offices think the Heat have completely moved on from Giannis and are looking at Ja Morant.
Oh, great.
Well, listen, if they can't get Giannis, they can't get Giannis. It does. That's what like Ira was reported. They're not mutually exclusive to one another. Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer says the Kings remain the team most strongly connected to the Grizzlies for Ja Morant. Sacramento views Morant as a high upside player who could return to star status with a change of scenery. Heat among teams engaged as well. Kelly Iko, who's been on this Ja Morant story, he's very connected to their camp. He says Memphis is not working with Morant in the same manner as other stars like Harden and Giannis with their respective team in trade talks. Grizzlies are seeking the best deal strictly for the organization.
So, question, do those comments right there lead you to believe, what we were talking about earlier, is that guys go to teams thinking that there's something that they're not? Because when they say the Grizzlies aren't accommodating Ja, and does Ja think he should be accommodated? Because that seems like that would add to the problem.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say what. I imagine that it's not been the most cordial thing over the year based on the back and forth that's gone on there. I think the thing, though, when you say, like, oh, they're not going to accommodate Ja, like, all right, dude, well, what do the Kings have for Ja Morant? Like, go look at their roster. It's not like they got what are they going to give him? Keegan Murray and a bag of donuts? Like, they don't have exactly, Zach LaVine. Like, it's not like they're Devin Carter, who they never play.
Right.
Like it's not like they're robust of stuff either. So
it's funny because all these teams that are taking these moral stands with these players who aren't playing, now you want them to be valuable when you trade them.
Right. So pretty wild. Let's see. Jimmy Butler's friend is saying that Brett Siegel's full of it. Ernie. He's a Heat Twitter favorite. So that's the stuff out there right now. Nothing new. We're keeping an eye on it. So we'll see. We will. We're keeping you abreast of all the things going on right now. The Dolphins, apparently they're introducing Bobby Slowik right now. But yesterday, Troy Aikman was on the Rich Eisen show.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what he had to say on Jeff Hafley and why he knew he would be a great coach.
In broadcasting, obviously I've been doing this a long time, 25 years. There have been coaches who, when I've had production meetings with them, who I didn't know, and as soon as I meet them, I've said, "Wow, this guy, he's not going to be a coordinator long. He's going to be head coach real soon."
Sure.
I thought Mike Vrabel was that guy. I thought D'Amico Ryans was that guy. And I'll tell you, I felt that way about Jeff Hafley a year ago, back in 24, when we first did the Packers. Our first production meeting with Jeff, I remember saying to our crew, this guy's going to be a head coach real soon. And he already had been in college. So I believe he checks all the boxes. I really do. But he does have the challenge of addressing the offensive side of the ball in an offensive league. Not now. I mean, he's hoping that becomes a problem. But like I said, those are the issues that all defensive coaches, head coaches, have to concern themselves with.
All right. Yeah, not a lot of I don't. That's what I think why Mike McDaniel was such a hot guy. There's not exactly a lot of sexy names that passed around the offensive guru boards this year. You know,
Right.
A lot of retreads getting the hires and offensive coordinator spots, Leroy.
It's weird because when you look around the league, there's not very many offensive coordinators that are getting a head coaching job. It's mostly going to defense. And I think that more people are impressed with the attitude in which defensive-minded coaches go into playing. You know,
Right.
more than likely, defensive guys are going to be trench guys, are going to be the importance of a pass rush and the importance of protecting the quarterback. They're going to look at it that way. Offense, they just want to be wide open and, you know, and score a bunch of points, and they don't necessarily pay attention to the defense as much. And if you look at it, the offensive guys who have that stud as a defensive coordinator or the guys that flourish, the offensive guys that come in and never get the defensive coordinator situation fixed, they struggle.
And then we got 2 defensive head coaches, but I mean, Josh McDaniel's not going to get another shot at head coaching. Like, let's be real about it. Like, how many more chances is the guy going to get? And Clint Kubiak,
we said that about Lane Kiffin.
yeah, but at least he had to go to college. I guess he could go to college. He's not going to get another NFL
If
job.
Lane Kiffin said he was going to the NFL, somebody would hire him.
Really?
Yes.
So unprofessional.
Yeah. Again, dude.
He is coaching Ja Morant,
Mm-hmm.
but he has to lead everybody.
Yeah. And you see how many people are willing to give him however much money he wants to coach?
Just gave up on the playoffs. I still can't get over. I'm sorry, I can't get over it.
I lived it.
Out of the playoffs.
I lived it.
That's crazy to me, dude.
I lived it. I was in college, and Bill Frieder, after the regular season, before March Madness, took the job at Arizona State, and Bo told him kick rocks. Only a Michigan man would coach Michigan. And Fisher took over, went 6-0, his first 6 games as a Michigan coach, and won the national championship. That's how crazy it is. Lane Kiffin almost did the same thing. They weren't that far off.
Wild, dude. Troy Aikman also explained how he got the gig and how pleased he was with the hiring process.
I got a call out of nowhere from the Dolphins, and they were looking for somebody who could help them. They reached out to a number of people. My name apparently kept emerging, and they reached out and asked if I would help them. My first concern was that I've always been asked about coaches. I've never been asked about general managers. And so I just wanted to be sure I could give them what they were hoping I could. And I talked to some people, did some homework on it, reached out to some folks, and not only did I think I could help them, I became very confident I could help them a lot. So I decided to do it. It was a great experience for me. Loved getting to know Mr. Ross and his family, Danny Silman, his son-in-law, of course, Tom Garfinkel, who I had a history with already, going back into some other businesses, Danny Marino and Brandon Shore. And so John Eric Sullivan was hired as a general manager. They then asked if I would stay on and help them find a head coach. So I was involved in that process as well, and thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was, I thought we did, we were very detailed. We interviewed a lot of people, and I feel good that they hired two really outstanding individuals that will do well, but time will answer that question.
Well, you better be short, dude. Right? You better not gone to some bums, Troy Aikman. This Tom Garfinkel knows everybody, huh? He's an A1 hobnobber.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
He is a mover and shaker of business. Unbelievable. Barry Jackson tweets out, by the way, Bobby Slowik speaking at a press conference. He says, asked by WSVN how he plans to revive Tua, he said, quote, last year was a difficult year. What jumped out to me was the grace Tua handled it with and the way that he went about his daily routine. He said Tua can absolutely bounce back. And yeah, that's what he said. Barry adds, not Slowik speaking, obviously, but it would be at least somewhat surprising if Tua returns with the final decision.
I don't think it'd be that big of a deal. I don't. I know a lot of people don't sign up for that. I'm like $50 million is a lot of money to just cut bait on. And I think you search every avenue. You wait until you absolutely have to make that decision. Because think about this. Guys get hurt in camp.
Mm-hmm.
Guys think they have a solution and there is none. And then now you have Tua. So waiting and letting it play out doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, and I think if the waiting definitely, but is there anything you can do in the off season with the new people to assure? Because Slowik was here last year, so he did see the way he operates. Right. He kind of knows what was going on there.
And I bet he's having that conversation with Hafley right now. Like, look, here's what I think is wrong. Here's what I think, but he can play, or I don't think he's got it, or, you know, whatever that conversation is. I just think that making hasty moves to satisfy, you know, people is not always the prudent choice in situations like this. I think you wait it out. You're paying the $50 million anyway. If somebody jumps at it, then sure. But if you wait and somebody gets hurt and a situation presents itself, you're going to be glad that you have that option of you know, having an asset that somebody needs. Quarterback is the hardest position in the league to get, right? I would say there's 15 to 20 people that are happy with their quarterback, and 15 to 17 guys, 17 teams that are looking and have been looking and will continue to look. So if something doesn't work out in camp, somebody gets hurt, wouldn't it be great to have Tua to say, all right, give us a 4th rounder, give us a 5th rounder, and take this money?
Kind of like this. Lazy River says they tanked for Tua. Now they can tank with Tua. So if he's a bum, then all of a sudden, right to the top of the picks.
You know, conversely, if they bring in Malik Willis and it works out, and you think Malik Willis is going to be the guy, then you can make that decision, right? But I would like, and here's what I would say. We've seen him do it We don't know why everybody has reasons as to why. Some people think his arm is shot. Some people say he's, shell shot. Some people say whatever. Like, there's a bunch of reasons behind it. Before you make a move, let the new coaching staff get in there and see if it's something that you can do. Because guess what? There are no options in the draft.
Nope.
The only trades out there are Malik Willis, right? That's it.
There are no good trades.
Huh?
There are no good trades out there. You can do
correct.
You
so
can do,
don't.
You can do the loser trade we did yesterday of Tua for Murray.
Right. So to sit here and just make a hasty move, I think, me personally, I think it doesn't start your tenure off as a coach or a GM by doing something that hastily, right? When you've had conversations and say, hey, we need to evaluate, see what we have, and make moves accordingly.
It's time to give away the tickets. Bush bringing their Land of Milk and Honey tour to Hard Rock Live, along with special guests Mammoth, James and the Cold Gun. It's May 12th at Hard Rock Live. But right now, caller number, Jennifer, what do you want to go with? What number today?
Caller number 3.
Caller 3 to 305-567-0560. Caller 3 to 305-567-0560. Caller 3 will win a pair of tickets to Bush at Hard Rock Live. And we will give away a couple more pairs of tickets this week. But right now, our winner today will be caller number 3 to 305-567-0560. Take a break. Back after this. Oh, hello, Jimmy.
He scurried away.
He did scurry away. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. Get to a little 15 minutes of heat here, brought to us by our friends over at Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or at DoralKia.com. As yesterday was 2006 championship night. Man, I put up this clip from Shaquille O'Neal saying that 2006 was his favorite title. And
well, you remember when Shaq got into town on the 18-wheeler.
Oh, do I?
That was an entrance.
What an entrance, dude. But I'm telling you, dude, these Lakers fans, they are losing their minds on Shaq. They are so mad at him.
Why? They wanted to keep Kobe and get rid of Shaq.
Because they have the audacity to think, oh, how dare anybody enjoy their time with anything but the Lakers? You know?
Right.
Like, he's got his reasons. Why you guys got to be so mad at him? You know, he's just Big Diesel. What's the problem? I don't understand. Why
it's amazing because I don't think people realize how dominant Shaq was and how much more dominant he could have been if he had just been in shape.
Kept in shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of crazy because like Shaq was Norm Powell's age, like when he was on the Heat, and we think of it as like, oh, he was 35, he was 36.
No,
you know, but it like, look, that's a big body, dude. It's not.
Right.
It was.
Just go look at Fat Shaq on the Celtics.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. He was like talking about why that was his fit. And those guys were having a great, they all said, like, they were all talking about this gala and just like, man, we hadn't seen some of these guys. Shaq's like, I haven't seen some of these guys in 15 years. I haven't seen Doliak. I haven't seen these guys who were like, you know, we did this thing together, and he called it a cast of misfits. And all of these Lakers fans are like, no, you guys were supposed to win and do this, that, and the other. It's like, now that they needed to like shake things up. The year before when Shaq was MVP and D Wade got hurt against the Pistons, even though he was a baby in this league, maybe you could say that. And Shaq was that kind of a needle mover. Like that was like getting Giannis back then.
Right.
But this team was like, it really was. I mean, you had Antoine Walker was taking ill-advised shots. Gary Payton had talked too much trash, never won. White chocolate. You know, Ethan was telling me about in the locker room. He's like, I'm shouting, I'm not a cancer, when he's like spraying champagne. It's like, no, they did feel all like they were a cast of misfits. And you had Dwayne, who was barely into the league. Yeah, looked awesome, but hey, nobody's done what he's done, which is go carry a team to a championship before getting your first new contract.
Right.
Usually it takes a little bit.
See, I think that team has scarred this franchise and fans from this standpoint. If you look at that 06 team and see some of the guys they brought in, and you think of that team, you say, oh yeah, we could bring Ja in and we can do what we did then. But times have so much changed. The empowerment of players and in some cases the arrogance in which players go about playing professional basketball has changed because the money is so big that everybody is trying to accommodate their star. And so when you're a misfit somewhere and you go somewhere new, sometimes you carry that kind of arrogance, right? Because guess what? When Jimmy came to the Heat, what did the Heat do? What you need? Right?
You mean like as far as accommodations?
Accommodations.
Team?
Correct.
Really,
correct.
Like his
correct.
First team.
They made accommodations that and players have said, they made accommodations for Jimmy that they made for no one.
Mm-hmm.
That's how basketball is now. Now you got to be careful when you do that because certain players that you accommodate, you're not going to get the production that you got from Jimmy. You also need to be mature enough to understand what these accommodations entail. And everybody can't handle that.
We'll take a break. We'll hear a little bit from Shaq in the mixed bag coming on up. We'll close things out, hear from Big Diesel and D-Wade with some pointed thoughts on this year's team and what he hopes that the 06 team can teach them. We'll take a break. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on FM 104.3 WQAM. We are a little over, 26 hours and change from the trade deadline? 25 hours and change from the trade deadline. It's 3 o'clock tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
3 o'clock tomorrow. All right. We'll see what's going on. Schmeathan says LeBron made $14 million his first year with the Heat. Only $3 million more than Davion Mitchell makes right now. Yeah, the money has gotten absolutely insane in the NBA. It's crazy.
It's not even that, but there's nobody doing what the big three did.
Taking a little less, taking a haircut.
Right. So then they all make the same amount.
I think they made most of the same amount. D-Wade took a little less to get UD on the roster.
Right.
You know.
I think that's the part of that whole conversation that people miss when they talk about the big three. There was a sacrifice that those three guys made to play on the same team, that if I went to another organization and said, hey, this is what you got to do to play with this guy, there's not anybody today who's going to say, yeah, okay, go.
Yeah, you get the Liam Neeson.
Right.
No.
So we just all of a sudden, everybody, has, everybody looks at that big three and kind of, oh, well, they were supposed to win and whatever. But the sacrifice was much deeper, especially for like Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
The sacrifice was much deeper than just those three playing together.
That's what annoys me when Rich Paul calls it like not a big three, because he says, oh, Chris Bosh wasn't really. I'm like, yeah, come on, dude. Like you don't
he
have
had
to
his own team.
You don't have to bury other people on the team.
Didn't they go to playoffs too? Wasn't Bosh? They went to playoffs with Bosh, right?
The Raptors?
Yeah.
The Raptors made the playoffs.
Right. Okay.
Let us get to the mix bag. Just pulled a Leroy, hit my head on the microphone.
For some reason it didn't. You kind of snuck it by.
Whizzed by me.
When mine happens, it like
it's a.
We heard it.
Right.
Paul Maurice. He was asked about. God, I love Paul Maurice. Can I just say something? I love Paul Maurice, man. That speech that he gave. If you guys missed it, we played it in the. We started the third hour. We started playing that, Brittany. Go check that out on the podcast. Paul Maurice and his speech on adversity. It's Goosey's galore, dude. Now, please, Cats, please beat the Bruins tonight. Oh, man. Bob, come on, baby. They're coming for us again, Bob. It's you and me. We're holding down the fort like old times, Sergey. Alexander Barkov's been around camp a little bit, and this is what Paul Maurice says about the captain.
Well, two things. Such a great personality, and then he walks by in his skates, and you realize how big a man he is. Kind of miss him. So it's good to have him around for sure. A little bit of longing there when you see him walking down the hallway in his gear. I got a spot for him.
Oh, me too, dude. Breaking news! Shams bomb. The Dallas Mavericks are trading 10-time NBA All-Star Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum to the Washington Wizards.
Oh, my God.
What?
For Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III, 2 first-round picks, and 3 second-rounders. What are the Wizards doing?
The Wizards? Wait, so Dallas got those picks?
Dallas is getting those picks, yeah.
Oh, my God. What are the Wizards doing?
What are the Wizards doing?
Hey, somebody need to call Washington and say, hey, we're going to put you in timeout. Don't do nothing. You'll get better. The Wizards would get better if they didn't do anything.
All right. Strange.
You think they flip that now and then try to get Giannis? Giannis and Cooper Flag.
Oh, Dallas getting maybe. Cooper Flag's been balling, dude.
Oh my goodness.
God. He has been incredible. But what are the Wizards doing? And also, what are they doing?
I was not expecting that.
Wow. So Sharknado is going to Dallas, huh?
Yep. Yeah, he is. Last legs.
Leroy.
Speaking of Dallas,
You wouldn't have been okay if you didn't say anything.
I thought at first, I was like, who? Oh, yeah, Middleton.
Second I heard his name, I'm like, oh, here we go.
Well, speaking of Dallas, the Miami Heat, they beat them in a finals once. These two, they were a big part of that. Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal. And they spoke yesterday to the media about it, and Shaq said it was his favorite championship.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a word out there that's probably gonna shock the basketball world. It's my favorite one because we were not supposed to win, and it was one that I was pressured to win. I needed to get number 4 before the other guy got his 4th. So for me, I had a whole bunch of emotions going through my head. But the fact that we were a bunch of misfits that used to argue and fight and do things very untraditionally, but we never not got along. And that's what made it special. Because I've been on teams where you call a guy out in the paper and you don't talk to him for a month, or you don't pass to you for a month, or, just certain things just lingered on. But we would have damn near fist fights in the locker room on the bus. And then when we get off the bus, what time is dinner? So that was like, we just did D-Wade's podcast, and everybody's out laughing. We probably had about 40 fights. Seriously, like 40 fights. My favorite fight was after 0-2 in the finals when Gary busted my room and said, you ain't you ain't the Shaq no more. We need to get D-Wade the ball. Me and him going back and forth. I'm like, no, I can get, because I was struggling. I wasn't the Shaq. I was like, no, just let me get game 3. He's like, no, that. Excuse my French, but I have to tell you the story, like how it went. Like, he just came to my room like early in the morning. We just going at it. He's like, that. We got to get D-Wade the ball. So now I'm mad that Gary cursed me out. So I called him and cursed him out. I called D-Wade. So what you going to do? And he's like, big fella, I'm looking for you. Don't look for me. Just shoot the ball. So that's how we used to talk to each other. But the respect has always been there. And it's even there 20 years later from now. Like, when we saw each other last night, it's like we're still in 06.
Yeah.
It really is. Excuse my French, ladies.
I've told you that some of the best teams I played on were teams of accountability. And we weren't always the best teams, but they were fun, right? The early Bill Belichick teams, like, we bonded like a lot, and Bill used to promote that, right? Bill would be along the lines of, hey, if you're going to make this decision, do it together, and you better come through, right? Because I remember there was a time we practiced like 5 straight days or 2-a-days, and everybody was exhausted. And we went in the locker room, and we were getting ready to go out for practice. And some of the veterans, Michael Dean Perry, and who's the linebacker, Pepper Johnson, and they came in there and said, we ain't going out there in pads today. And so we just took off all our pads. It's supposed to be a full practice, and we went out there. And Bill just went on with practice. And nobody said nothing. And we practice our asses off, and that's kind of, and I think coaches want to promote that because there's a different level of accountability you can get from a teammate than you can get from a coach. So when I hear them guys fighting all the time, I used to tell you all the time, man, we get fist fights in practice and then go eat dinner together. So sports is a different.
My favorite part of the story is not even Gary Payton cussing him out. It's
he called D Wade.
He goes to D Wade and he goes, well, what are you going to do? And D Wade's like, give you the ball? No, wrong. Right. You're changing strategy. You're going to shoot all the time.
Right. But You know what? It's kind of a come to Jesus moment for Shaq, right? Because they recognize on their own. This wasn't a coaching thing. It's the guys playing on the field. What we need to do to win. That was D-Wade. And so regardless of what Shaq thought of himself, he left his ego at the door. And that comes from a place of honesty. That doesn't come from Shaq Diesel, who was running things and had records and movies and stuff like that. That was honest Shaq, the basketball player that wanted to win. And I can appreciate that.
You ever see Kazam?
Kazam?
No. That's okay. Yeah, it was Shaquille O'Neal was a genie.
It was ghetto Shazam.
When did he come out? Did he come out of a boombox?
I don't know.
I've never heard.
I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
You've never seen Kazam?
Have you ever heard Shaq's
I
album?
haven't seen many things, but
Have you ever heard
I know
Shaq's
what you're
album?
talking about.
No, I saw Shaq DJ once.
Shaq's a decent rapper.
I saw him DJ house music.
Yeah, he does that. But
I heard it was terrible.
His album?
No.
Or his DJ?
DJ set?
You know, I'm not a big house music girl, so I was there for 30 minutes and I said, I hate this. I'm leaving.
Wow.
But like, shout out to Shaq. It was really cool. Like,
That is cool.
Like, it's not really my. I call it tiki tiki music. I don't like it.
If only that's what it was. It's probably even. Yeah.
Well, that's our show today, everybody. We appreciate you
You know,
tuning in.
all hell gonna break loose at 2:01, and I'm gonna be mad.
Perhaps. Could happen. Let me just make sure.
That would happen to us, wouldn't it?
I mean, at least you'll still have your sandwich.
No, I don't have that anymore.
It's all gone. All right, everybody. We will talk to you rascals on deadline day tomorrow.
Rats off a ship on Bad Bunny's nipples.
Whatever, dude. You take a mongoose out of the jungle and put it in the forest. It's a ferret.
Clip that, because if I was anywhere near you, I would punch you in the throat.
Give me Ja Morant.
That's what Ja is, arugula.
Ja Rugula.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.